Hello and welcome back, Boneheads. This is Rich and I'm joined once again by Ben.
Hey everybody, on today's episode 16, we're announcing the winner of our Age of Sigmar team design competition. We'll also be talking starting out in Blood Bowl and the usual news, hobby and star players. We are also joined today by local league player and friend of the podcast, Ben.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Ben? You alright?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Good. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show. We have to ask every guest a few questions to get their gamer credentials. So first things first, how long have you been wargaming?
I think it's probably about 4 to 5 years now.
That's not bad.
It's twice the length of time I've been doing it.
That's true, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you get into the hobby?
Well, it's just at university. You know, when you're bored, you have too much time on your hands. A friend of mine approached me, another one of the club guys, Callum, and he said, "Hey, how about this Warhammer thing?" I'm just like, "Oh yeah, the Dawn of War games, right?"
Yeah, that's the only way I knew it before.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a big orc fan of Dawn of War games, so I was just like, "Yeah, why not? Let's go along to it for a painting day." Went to the Warhammer shop in Southampton. No, not in Southampton, in Bournemouth. And had a painting session with the manager there. And then it kind of just got addicted from there. Mainly from the painting, and then the playing came later.
That's really cool. So
That's good.
you kind of got into it based on the video games then?
Yeah,
just
completely.
a little bit of a push.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Blood Bowl, how long have you been playing and involved with Blood Bowl? How long have you known Blood Bowl exists?
Well, it didn't exist for a long time. Again, that was more of something video game related. I knew the video games before I knew it was the tabletop game.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it was like Total Biscuit on YouTube and things like that. Had like a league with Brendel and stuff, like quite a few years ago. I remember watching that. No idea what was going on, how the game played. I just remember watching it and it was fun. But then, it was just probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I joined the Wobble through Rich, and then I just joined the league through there.
Yeah, proper chance encounter.
Oh,
Proper
what
chance
happened there then?
So I posted on Reddit that I was looking for some additional Spike Revenants for my Silver Death.
Okay.
And to be fair, no one had said anything for ages.
Right.
And then Ben messaged about a month after going, are you still wanting these?
Yeah.
And we had a bit of a chat and found out that we were fairly local. And Ben asked if there was anywhere sort of local that I played. Obviously mentioned Wobble because you were travelling far and wide, weren't you? Salisbury way?
Well, yeah, that was to meet up with friends only, so trying to find clubs in the area. Because where I moved back from Bournemouth from university, I now want to find something in Southampton.
Yeah, so mentioned that we played obviously Blood Bowl predominantly.
Yeah.
And the fact that you hadn't actually done it yet but wanted to, and you came down, I bought some Spike Revenants and you never left.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, but yeah, it worked out really well.
It's basically the same story with you, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's magic. So, how long have you been playing Blood Bowl now?
Yeah,
On the
6
tabletop?
months.
Yeah, about 6 months, yeah.
Brilliant. And that is why we've asked you to be on the show today. Is we want to talk about new players in Blood Bowl and how to support them, what their experiences are, and what you can do as a long-standing player or as a part of the community to aid people and to get them into the hobby even deeper.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Lovely job. Right, let's talk news. Okay, so over to news. Rich, what's going on this week?
Nothing particularly new in Kickstarter. There has been a cancel and a revamp of the GobFreaks, the circus-themed goblin team.
Ah, the Creepy Clowns.
The Creepy Clowns. So they cancelled their initial one after about a week or so because they teamed up with a manufacturer who could do it for cheaper.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So they've stopped, they've restarted, and they're offering the teams out cheaper now. Not you're not talking tens and tens of euros. We're talking, I think, about €5 or €6 per team.
Still,
but it's great to see that people are looking at it and kind of going, you know what, we don't want to charge the people who are going to buy these too much, the fans that possibly are thinking outside of it. It's going to be a better idea to give them a little bit of a discount, and to be fair, they're probably going to do all right. They've got 24 days left at the moment, and they've got about 2/3 of the way through their target. So it looks like it's working better for them already.
That's really good. Yeah, we talked about those on episode 14, and they're good models. They're good models. Did you get a chance to have a look at it at all?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I think it's ideal to lower the barrier to entry.
I do think that clown goblins are an acquired taste.
They are.
But it's like what we spoke about before, isn't it? If you want a fancy, I'm gonna get this one team and this team's gonna be my team that I go to a tournament with, or I'm gonna paint it up just for a tournament, or just do one thing, or if like we had the DC one where it was like if DC is your thing, then that's a great shout, or if clowns are your thing, then get a psychiatrist.
There was a Star Wars one, if I remember right.
Yeah, you loved that one.
It was bloody horrible.
It was awesome. I liked it.
Rubbish.
I think it's always good to have something unique. You said, take it to a tournament and people are, that's the guy with the clan goblins.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And at that point, it's worth the 60, 70. You're like, this is my treat. This is my painting project. And those kind of teams, I think, do really well. And whether you kickstart them, they only need to sell, 50 to 100 teams.
Yeah.
To make it. Yeah, and then you become part of a group of people that are limited. You've got a special team, and like Ben said, he's the guy with the clan goblins.
Yeah, and that's it. And the thing is, everybody in the community knows these Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But it's such a small percentage which actually buy them, paint them up, take them anywhere, that they become a rare item in itself.
That's really cool. I'm the guy with the Nurgling Ogre team.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool, because the last time I went to the one of our tournaments, someone was like, "Oh, have you got your Ogre team with you?" I was like, "Yes, I do. It's here." I'm not playing it, but I do. I miss that team.
Play it again.
That's a good team.
Back in the league.
So the only other bits and bobs that are going on Kickstarter is they keep teasing the games of the North.
They do games.
Yeah.
Games of the North. So there's are they Norse? I'm guessing they're Norse team. Yeah, they are, because there was the 2 direwolves, wasn't it? So a Game of Thrones themed Norse team
coming soon,
and a new Skaven team.
Oh yeah, that's been spoiled as well.
The guys who did the Halflings and the Lizardmen most recently. Yeah. They've now got a Skaven team coming.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the way they I like the way they do the teasing, the reveals and reveals and reveals. And I think it does build up interest and gives people a chance to know about something, so that when it goes live, it'll be a case of right, the Game of Thrones team, or right, the Skaven team that so and so's been doing.
Squeaky Blinders.
Yeah.
So it's good, isn't it? Squeaky Blinders team.
How does the Game of Thrones team work? How are they doing that?
What they do with most of these teams is they bring out a bunch of players that can be used for multiple teams. So the way they've teased this one so far, there's a massive one that you can use as an ogre in the human team, or as a yeti in the Norse team. Right. There's some positionals that are different.
As well, I think.
I think there's.
As well.
Yeah. I mean, we'll know more when the Kickstarter actually goes live, but I really like the look of it.
It looks like it's very well done.
Yes, it looks really properly done.
I think they've made them look different enough that they're not going to get slapped on the wrist by.
Absolutely, I think that will be another great novelty team. It's you've got the Undead Game of Thrones team. Yeah, that is sweet. And you know what? It's actually quite good. I haven't bought a Kickstarter for Blood Bowl yet. I want to have the Undead one that we still haven't got yet. Yeah, that team does look good. So we'll talk about that as soon as the Kickstarter goes live and reveals, but we'll cover it on a new segment.
Sweet. Yeah.
Brilliant. So we do have a ticket for Hornswoggle 2 to give away. General information: Hornswoggle Cup 2 will be held on Sunday the 7th of July 2019 at Holmfirth Gaming Centre in Thongsbridge, Holmfirth, which is Yorkshire, in the UK.
In Yorkshire? Up north as far as we're concerned.
West Yorkshire Blood Bowl League presents. So yeah, you've got a bit of backstory to this, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Basically, the Chris, who actually runs this, who is one of the admins for Blood Bowl Community, got hold of us and said that they were very successful last year. They held a very small number of entries, kept it very small, kept it a very close, very cosy. That's a good one, isn't it? A cosy tournament. But they were swamped with how many people actually wanted to attend, by about 20 or 30 people who they had to put on the back burner in case anybody dropped out.
That is such a good problem to have.
It's an amazing problem to have. Yeah. They're hoping to have exactly the same sort of level of interest this year and have higher numbers of entries available, higher number of tickets available. So I think there's about 30 or so that can actually attend this year. But they would like to give one away. Hopefully get a bit of interest and be a bit more open. Wibble, as you put, West Yorkshire Blood Bowl League, are the ones who run it. They're also the ones. Do you remember I won in the Thrudball competition raffle back in Christmas time? I won a little halfling who was standing on to turnip.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's theirs.
Oh, brilliant!
Wibble halfling is theirs. So it's it all comes around a bit, doesn't it?
Well, I think Wobble needs to get a miniature.
Wobble needs, like a 2-headed ogre.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, everyone's doing a halfling. Let's do another halfling. A Wobble halfling.
Podcast little halfling team could be quite entertaining.
I've got 4. I've got 3 from 2 drunk flings and a Wibble.
Everyone loves an underdog. So, if you are in the area and you are interested in attending the Hornswoggle Cup 2, so you're near West Yorkshire, Thongsbridge, Holmfirth, and you are up for going to the tournament, what we would love for you to do is message us on Facebook, Twitter, comment on any of our Instagram posts, or pop it on our homepage on Facebook. The best tournament rules you have ever been to or would like to see run.
Oh.
As this is a tournament that's looking to grow, and we're looking to do multiple tournaments this year, we'd love to hear from you a rule set or a theme or something of a tournament that you think would be great or that you went to and was brilliant.
So like when we went to Burn Mayhem.
Exactly.
And they did the stages over the different rounds of the.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
So drop us a line, say, you know what, I went to this tournament. It could be, like we did with Mana Bowl. We went to this tournament, it was for Stunty League teams. It was really great fun. Or I've got this idea for a mixed team tournament.
I know of one coming up.
Yeah, the Bonehead Bowl.
Yeah.
But, so let us know a great idea for a tournament or a really great one that you've been to, and we will pick a winner and we will get you that ticket so that you can attend a really great tournament.
That sounds good. Also, if you're close enough to be able to attend the tournament and you're not in a Blood Bowl league at the moment, give these guys a look up. They call themselves Wibble. We got Wobble.
Yeah.
We need a tournament.
So the West Yorkshire Blood Bowl League.
Can you imagine the Wibble Wobble Cup?
Oh, I think that's a great way to go.
Chris, if you're listening, talk to us.
We can set up a one-day tournament halfway between. We'll bring our 4 best
Tell you
players.
what,
You bring your 4 best
Birmingham.
players. There you go.
This could be amazing.
We'll give Geek Retreat a shout, see if they can host it.
This is amazing.
The Wibble Wobble Cup. There you go. Right, brilliant. So on the topic of tournaments, just want to give a little shout out for a couple more that are going on. Just over 2 months' time, we will be hosting our first tournament, the Bonehead Bowl.
It's exciting.
I'm looking forward to it. So Saturday, June the 29th at Entoyment in Poole. It's a 1.1 million build, which can be mixed teams. The rules pack is online, it's on our Facebook, and when I finish off our webpage, it will be up there as well with more information.
Oh, I like that. We'll get a webpage.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm working my way through it at the moment, which is good. So that's Bonehead Bowl, Saturday, June the 29th at Entoyment in Poole. And 2 months later, we are hosting, at the same place, a Sevens tournament called the Sewer Bowl Sevens. So that's Saturday, August the 10th. Standard BB7 rules in effect, but there are some special effects due to being in the sewers.
Yes, so I know you've put quite a bit of thought into this one. It's been interesting to see your sluice idea.
Yeah, I really love the idea of that. I think though the original draft was overpowered, but the community's been brilliant and gave me some great feedback about it.
That's it, and it's been a case of yes, that would work, but do this as opposed to
no, it's been brilliant.
This isn't going to work.
To be fair, there's hardly ever do we get much aggro from the community. It's just mostly support and really good suggestions. So that's brilliant. So working my way through the rules pack on that now. But if you are near Poole or within an hour of Poole or within 2 hours of Poole, drop us a line and come play at some great tournaments. There will be some really good prize supports for these.
Yeah, we've got our sponsors at the moment have already said they're going to be able to help with bits and pieces. We're going to be doing at least dice by the looks of it, aren't we?
Oh, we've got quite a bit of merch and loot to give away.
We're looking forward to this.
No, this is something that we will make sure happens at every tournament that we play in. And especially the tournaments we run, we will have very, very good prize support. And hopefully it will be well organised. And, as Monica and Friends says, rules help control the fun. And that's where I live. Yeah.
But no, definitely. It's we've got ideas of how we want this going, and fingers crossed, if it works out the way we want it to, there should be great days.
Yeah.
Great days.
I'm looking forward to them. And even if only us turn up, we'll have some great games.
Yeah, right. It won't be only us. We'll have support. We know we've got some fans out there, and hopefully some people can make it to us. What I did want to do is have a quick shout out to Versatile Terrain. They've been doing quite a bit of work recently with different ideas on their nameplates. New fonts are coming through.
I loved some of the new fonts that they showed off.
Yeah, they're doing some real good work at the moment.
It's not just great for Blood Bowl, it's great for all other kind of skirmish games as well. So Adeptus Titanicus, Necromunda, Infinity.
I was eyeing them up for Kill Team.
There you go,
Yeah,
exactly.
Kill Team's perfect for that. The smaller sort of warbands and things like that. They're brilliant. And what I love particularly about them is recently they took a week's holiday to catch up on everything that they're doing in Versatile Terrain to get rid of the 2-week lead time they had.
Oh, that's
so they
good.
now no longer have a 2-week lead time.
Oh, that's good.
And they busted up, I think it was like 1,000 nameplates or something like that they had to smash out in such a short amount of time.
Because I've got to say, I've been holding off on an order for them just because I was like, I'm not going to flood them, I can wait.
Yeah.
There's no point just adding more backlog. But now, because of that, they've now come up with some great new designs. I think it's fantastic because the thing I need to get some for my model spaceships.
Yeah.
Because it's just bling. It's just gamer bling. It's very reasonably priced
And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
They're not charging a fortune.
No.
And if it's over 50 quid, then you get free delivery anyway. It's insane. They're great.
Don't even care. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It is absolutely worth it. Okay, so before we go over to hobby, we've got one shout out.
We have a single shout out for Alan. Now he's an infamous Alan in the Blood Bowl community, of Two Drunk Flings fame, who notoriously doesn't read the rules, keeps threatening to read the rules and promising to read the rules and failing to do so. Although he did a hilarious thing in their pairs tournament. You could opt. I think it's how it worked. You could opt to have Alan do your skill ups for you on your team.
Oh, amazing!
And I think he gave leap to a treeman.
Well, why wouldn't you?
And someone, and it absolutely stuffed someone over. It was wonderful to read it. Yeah, he's got, as far as I'm aware, he's got a general grasp of what it's about, but just wants fun. Which you can't complain about, really.
Yeah. I like this. Right, from now on, every Blood Bowl tournament I go to,
yes,
if there is a big guy with leap,
yep,
I will give them a spot prize of something and call it the Alan Award.
I like that. Can I put one caveat to it?
Mm-hmm.
They've got to attempt it at least once. Because
yeah.
just having everybody's going to do that.
I don't think everybody's going to waste a double in a tournament on a big guy that isn't going to use it.
If I'm getting an award, I would.
Yeah, I'm with Rich.
All right.
And I'd go out of my way to make sure that big guy leaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is that. I did it on a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so tournaments that we're at win the Allen Award
Yep.
by attempting a leap with a big guy. You don't have to make it,
Yep.
but you just have to attempt it.
What was that, a certificate? We could do a pin badge.
There will be a something.
I like this.
I've got something in mind.
This is even better.
Yeah.
Well, this shout out spiraled. This is
Yeah,
great.
brilliant. This has just cost me about 100 quid. But I've got a great idea for the Allen Award. I like this.
Congrats, Alan.
Yeah. So, over to games, hobby, and other bits and bobs. Other than coming up with crazy awards, which I do like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk games. What have you guys been playing? Ben, played any Blood Bowl recently?
Honestly, no.
It's
No.
okay. It's okay. We're in the off season at the moment.
We're on the off season.
For our local league, it starts up next week. We've got 6 days.
Mine starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because of Rick. I am Rick.
Now, you guys will all know Rick if you've been listening to the show for a little while. He's the one who got stolen by France and loves mixed teams. So, hi, Rick.
He's on week release.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Wonderful.
So, I'm glad you're going to get your game in against him. What teams are you running?
Orcs and Dark Elves. So I'm running Orcs, Rick's running Dark Elves, and it's going to be in the minor league, in our little 1 million flag.
The beginning league,
Yeah.
right. I think that'll be a tough game for you. Dark Elves.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be walked all over.
And it's Rick.
And it's Rick.
Rick knows how to play Blood Bowl.
Yeah,
He really does.
He's been doing it since before I think any of us were born.
Yeah, it's got to be close to it, I think.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Ben, what are you running in the new league?
I'm running High Elves.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. After playing Goblins in the previous one, I feel like I want to win a game. So.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are going to be talking to you about this in a little while, about why on earth you choose Goblins for the first league.
Fun.
But I love that you're going with High Elves. That is quite a change. That's a massive change,
It's a
actually.
huge
It's a
change.
big
yeah.
change, yeah.
You're building them at the moment, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm sort of sticking pointy heads on and trying to green stuff scale now. It's not going too well. But
I love the idea of green stuffing the scale roll. That is effort.
yeah, I did it on one and probably ripped it off because it didn't look very good.
Oh, no.
It's hard to get it thin enough, so it looks neat.
Well, if you get a little block of it, I'll mould it up for you, and you can just
Appreciate that.
press mould that. That's no problem at all. The only Blood Bowl I've been playing is I had a couple of games on BB2.
Yeah.
I've been playing some more Dark Elves, kind of getting ready for the new league, but also just playing. Tiff was watching something on television, so I used the opportunity to sneak a Dark Elf game, and I got thrashed, actually. It was awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was playing against High Elves, and I ended up losing 3-1.
Oh, wow.
It was just brutal. I just failed everything. It was a classic, like, Dark Elf, High Elf, old world matchup. I was under TV'd, so I took a fresh team, and it was 1,000 against 300. And I thought I'd check a wizard, because obviously it's the PC games. Now, in the new Wobble League, you can take wizards now. Thanks to the spikes that have come out, we have now got wizards back. They're not quite as good as they used to be, but they're still really good.
Yeah.
How much do they cost?
150.
That's the trouble. It's about 150.
Oh,
Well,
you were at some point.
Yeah.
You were at some point.
Yeah, if you go up against a big team, or just you have a couple of players out, you got a choice of actually a wizard, because it's basically a turnover for the other team. You know, on a 2+, they drop the ball, and that is a massive game changer. So it's like breaking a serve in tennis. You get your chance to balance it out, and it works really well. It really works great against dwarf teams as well. So if they cage up, you wizard them. Whether you go for a fireball or knock over a few of them, even if you don't knock over the ball carrier, you can still blitz in. We're going to be talking about wizards in one of the next 2 episodes, looking at our roadmap, and we're going to talk through all the wizards that are available through Spike, and the differences of using them, which I think is quite cool.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to actually go into it in a bit more detail.
But yeah, I'm very excited that the first match of the new season is tomorrow.
So am I.
Got 40 team sheets all prepped up and made up, and we've used, I think, 20 of them already.
Yeah, I'm going to be using
20.
6 in total.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think I've worked out.
I've got space for 100.
Oh, excellent. I won't have that many, I promise.
So I think that's about like average about 5, 6, 7 each. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be absolutely fine. So you've been hobbying your high elves?
Yes, been hobbying them, and also Age of Sigmar things.
Yeah. No. Ben is also an Age of Sigmar player. He's taking part in our local league's escalation. It's been quite a good turnout, and most importantly, one of them's trying a bit of Blood Bowl, which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a crossover on that regard as well, isn't it?
Really, really, really good, which ties in nicely to the competition that we were running. It's now closed, and we'll talk about that in our next segment. Or will we? We will.
We will, in the next segment.
Be good. Hobby-wise, I've been doing some things, which is nice. So I've got my Dark Elves I need to build. I've got 3 weeks, 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks, to get Dark Elves and another team made up to take away on holiday with me.
Yeah.
And that, I just want to talk. I've posted this on everything because it's just amazing. But Maelstrom Gaming Mats hooked me up a treat. I emailed them and I was like, right, I'm going on holiday in like a month. I appreciate that this is a bit of a push, but is there any chance I could grab a sevens pitch so I can take it on holiday with me? Because I think it would be perfect, because I want to teach my girlfriend Blood Bowl and she's agreed to it, and I just love the idea.
Take advantage.
Yeah, I was like, I need to jump on this now. So we can sit on our balcony and play a game of Blood Bowl sevens on holiday, which is literally the dream. And he bent over backwards, got his European distributor to help, and ended up with the Bonehead Podcast sevens pitch.
It's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
And I love Jack. This is the guy who did my
the Rooks, the big one.
Rooks mat, and it's just the quality's the same. He's still putting as much time and effort as he is into everything else he's done before, and he's still a one-man band, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And
but
the amount he's doing is incredible.
The customer service is amazing. Yeah. He did the design for me. I mean, he really did a great favour, but the quality speaks for itself.
It really does.
And so, Jack, thank you very much. And everybody else out there, if you're after a Blood Bowl mat or a Blood Bowl sevens pitch or anything, and you're just like, you know what, I need to get one, Maelstrom Gaming Mats.
Yeah.
The
100%.
price is brilliant. The service you get for customization is absolutely excellent as well. The turnaround's really good. I want more of them.
Yeah, I do. If I had the money, and I might just try and start saving, is have one for each of my teams. I'd love to have a monsoon one. I'd
just love to be a UK distributor for these, because I love the product so much.
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Bonehead mats.
That's it. I think absolutely love it. Maelstrom Gaming Mats. And also, so we've got Bonehead Bowl coming up.
We have.
And one of the things I want to do is I want to make sure that there's a few spare teams. We're going to be talking about it again in the next couple of episodes.
Yep.
About some builds and things like that. So I've ordered an Ent from Lord of the Rings, so I can so I can do a test of the size. It could be a cool thing. But I also ordered a couple of Reaper Bones Iron Golem miniatures, which size up massively. Like, they look brilliant, because I want to be running a dwarf halfling mixed team.
Yeah.
As an example of a team. So I've got 2 big hulking Iron Golem treemen that go with dwarves and halflings. I think that'd be a really cool mixed team. And I think the one I'm looking forward to the most is my 6 big guy undead. The team I've called Dead Punchy.
It's disgusting.
Well, I really don't think it will do very well, but just the thought of lining up 6 strength 5 guys on the line with no nega traits. I mean, it just means everybody else is a cripple that can't do anything.
Yeah.
Still got 2 ghouls in there, but that's it. It's basically ghouls, chaff, and just people that can't move very hard.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. So I've ordered a couple more teams of undead from Entoyment,
Yep.
because they have an online shop and the service is really good. So I really want to support that shop and get those in. I've got some heads from 40k, some Zinch Marines. What are they called, Ben?
Oh, the rubric.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Thousand Sun Rubric Marines got their heads. Done a tester on one of my mummies so far. It looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm
it
really
does.
pleased with it. It fits nicely. So going to be running 4 of those, which means I can also have a Camry team if you want to borrow it to take to the Pool League instead of using your. Yeah.
What my hodgepodge at the moment.
Yeah.
I may just do that.
I think you should.
You leave my hodgepodge alone.
Well, you might
They're
win it.
really not doing well.
Yeah.
I'll go on to that in a minute.
And the last thing I've been on an absolute binge is I've ordered some heads from Puppets War.
Yeah, no, I almost got their orc team
They have teams or just heads?
on. No, whole orc team.
Oh, really?
Whole orc team.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I just looked at the heads and shoulders and bits. So I ordered a couple of half helmeted heads and a couple of knight heads, and they fit perfectly on humans.
The detail as well.
The quality is
Really
fantastic. They're exactly the same size as the human heads. They go into the sockets perfectly. I'm really excited to build the rest of the team.
Would they work as Bretonnian?
See, this is what Ian said. I think they would, but I think the linemen of Bretonnian are like rubbish, aren't they? So I still think that the human team looks too armoured.
They got the fend, don't they?
They've got fended.
Yeah.
I think they're like strength 3, edge 2, and armour 3.5 or something like that.
Peasants.
Yeah, they are peasants,
They
so
are
I think they look
peasants,
too armoured up. But the knight heads are cool.
Okay.
So I can recommend Puppets War as well. If you're thinking about some Blood Bowl head swaps, I think the postage was more than the actual products themselves, like £3.80 for 5 heads, and postage was £5 because it's from the EU, which I imagine is going to double soon.
Yeah.
But no, really, really like that. So yeah, I've been doing some decent hobby.
That's good, man. That's good. I've not been doing as much as I would want to hobby-wise. I think we discussed in my last one. I started sorting out my Norse Chaos mix team. Did we discuss that in my last one? I really need to start listening to our previous episodes.
You do, yeah.
I really do.
I edit things in about you. You should probably listen.
I really hope that's true.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I genuinely do.
That's beautiful.
No, I don't really. But,
That's a shame.
I have been tempted.
You know,
I have been tempted.
I would be really happy to hear that one day. Because I would message you going, don't remember this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sorting out a Norse Chaos mix team. And the only thing that's missing is a Clawed Fiend that I'm going to use as a Yeti.
Oh, the Clawed Fiend is a great model.
Yeah, so I'm going to be ordering that this week. So hopefully I'll get that done and start putting paint on them in prep for Bonehead Bowl.
No, that's a 40k miniature. I've got one for my Rat Ogres, but I've never actually run it as a Rat Ogre. I've never needed a Rat Ogre with my Skaven team. But it's a really nice model.
It's
really good size.
wonderful.
It stays within a 40mm base beautifully.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd recommend weighting the base a little bit just to balance them. But yeah, really good model.
So yeah, I'll be having a go at that, and I will hopefully. I'm going to be picking up some orcs soon from Nelson.
Has he got some spares?
He has. We're doing an exchange.
Oh, cool.
So I'm taking some brutes and the mega boss in exchange for my Sigmar.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I'm going to be doing a orc ogre mix, and I might turn the mega boss into like an orc ogre.
That's
I think
cool.
it'll be the right size for it,
Yeah.
and then have a couple of ogres. So you've got that sort of mix.
I've got one with an armoured head for my troll.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the right model. Again, fits really nicely on a 40mm base. With the new pitch size of 34mm, it fits. You can do that. No
Yeah,
worries.
so that's no problem. So I'll be hopefully getting them both ready in time for the Bonehead Bowl. Again, similar to what you're doing. If there's anybody who wants one, doesn't want to spend out or create their own,
Yeah.
well, bring one, take one, enjoy it. Not keep, obviously it's mine, but that you can use for the day. But that's about it, really. I played a couple of games against Randall recently, a couple of shorter games, just as a practice again for the Secret Carnage Cup at the end of August. And I think I've talked him out of taking 2 Minotaurs, or at least attempting to play a game with one.
I know this has been your ongoing crusade.
It has, because he plays very well. And I can see a lot of the time he's trying to work out how to use both and can't effectively. He can't do it in a way that he wants to.
Because you only get to blitz once.
And that's the whole point of the Mino, is that he's that force to be reckoned with. And I think I want him to attempt it with one Mino, a couple of extra standard players, and see what he prefers. If he still wants 2 Minos, that's fine. but I don't want him looking at it kind of going, oh man, I wish I'd actually tried this first.
Without the other Mino, is he running all 4 Bestigors?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, so even with both Minos. So at the moment, he's running both Minos, 4 Bestigors,
Wow.
2 Ungors,
That is
3
a
Gors.
huge amount of strength. 2 strength 5 and
massive.
4 strength 4. That is not as big as my Dead Punchy team, but
They're close. They're close. And yeah, so I just want him to attempt something a little bit different.
that's really cool.
Other than that, I've been playing Norse on Blood Bowl 2. I started killing orcs the other day. It was wonderful. And a dwarf. I killed a dwarf. I lost the game like 2-1.
Moral
I killed
victory.
A dwarf. Yeah. Oh, I didn't care after that. I really didn't care. It was a troll slayer. Really dislike those things. And other than that, I've been playing at the pool league with my Khemri. And I played against Undead Thursday just gone. Drew 1-1 in the end with an interception with my Tomb Guardian and then a slow march to the end zone.
I feel like Undead should outclass Khemri a treat.
It was... He literally threw it away because he didn't need to make the pass. He tried a long bomb
Oh, wow.
right at the beginning of the second half to try and get that second touchdown because he didn't want to try and grind his way through.
No, going 2-0 up is a pretty,
That would have been great and would have put the game out of reach for me completely. But in the end, I ended up stalling for 2 turns over at the side. Got a couple of casualties. I killed a ghoul as well. Sorry, Richard. I killed a ghoul, but he was a really nice guy. In fact, I didn't travel all the way to Poole for that.
Oh yeah, you met halfway, didn't you?
We did. He lives closer this way, and we ended up meeting at a pub. We were in a pub garden. Me, Richard, and I brought Randall with me.
It wasn't the Swan, was it?
No, we almost went to the Swan. A bit
Oh,
close to it. If you go down to the Swan, hook a right down Emery Down.
Yep.
In there.
Oh, brilliant.
Nonetheless. But yeah, so I played that. So I've had a game, a proper sort of league game, a couple of games of Randall's practice, and a huge amount on Blood Bowl 2 like I do every week.
Fantastic. Well, by the next episode, we've at least played another couple of, or at least one Blood Bowl game in
Yes.
the league, which is very
Can't wait.
exciting. Very, very, very exciting. Right, we better talk about our first topic. The first topic we're going to talk about today is our Age of Sigmar Blood Bowl team entries for the competition that we're running.
Yeah.
So a brief rundown of the competition is that we were offering a £25 gift voucher given to us by Versatile Terrain.
Yeah, we spoke about them earlier.
Yeah.
New fonts, new ideas
New
coming
fonts,
through literally every week.
Really, really, really great products. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to see what people could build out of the Age of Sigmar miniatures range. So there's a load of great models. Some of them they can already use in Blood Bowl. We had Ian on a few episodes ago to talk about the Gloomspite Gits and the models that could be used there in regular Blood Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought, actually, you know what? We've had some great team design competition entries in the past. What can everyone do if Blood Bowl is set in the Mortal Realms?
Yeah, the response has been fantastic.
It's been crazy. We've got 16 pages of entries here, so it must be 30 plus teams.
Easily 30 plus teams.
So much thought has gone into them. It's been really great looking at them, and especially because people have gone with different takes on different models and different armies.
Yeah.
Which I know we'll touch on when we go around, but it's just really nice to see in some of the places where everybody's got it right, or at least everyone's gone the same route, and others where actually they've got two different,
quite a bit different.
yeah, which is
ideas
really,
of
really,
what's
really
going
cool. So to kick us off, as we've got Ben here with us, and Ben is a very keen Age of Sigmar player, so
Right.
he can help us make sure that our lore and the feel of the rules makes a lot of sense. What any of the teams stand out to you?
Yeah, so this one chap, Danny, he came in with 4 teams. He did one for each alliance, which was give him credit for that.
And that's very thematic.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, the first thing that stood out to me was the Trogoths team.
Oh, it's such a cool team.
It is, like, Trogoths are close to my heart, and he came up with rules for all of them. But I think the real well-designed one was the Nighthorn one.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so Nighthorn. We've got Chain Rasps, 0 to 16, 70k each, 6337 with dodge and regeneration.
Yep.
So I'll comment on this one.
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of overcosted them and overstatted them for what they are. So I like the theme. I like them having dodge and regen, being death and being ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
But 70k each and maybe 3 strength, maybe 50k each, 2 strength.
You
Oh,
know,
right.
that's actually
50k 2 strength would be a good balance, I think, on that.
keep armor 7. So
I think so.
Yeah, they're ghosts.
they would be goblins without stunty and regeneration for 10k, which is probably fair,
Yeah.
actually.
I think that would be a good amendment.
Yeah, and they are like You want them to be cheap because they are the only ones that can carry the ball in this team.
I think that
apart from the Banshees.
Oh, you're correct.
I think the Chain Rasps are Amazons with regeneration for 10k.
Yeah.
Regeneration for 20k. I think that's probably where that design's come from. But I really like that's a really good point.
Yeah. Just 3 strength in them seems a bit too high, and you don't want them to be too expensive.
That's true, very true. The next positional we've got is 0-2 Bladegeist Revenants. 70,000 for those as well. 6,337 again. Dodge, regeneration, shadowing, stab, and no hands. So if I'm right, they're the ghost chaps with massive swords.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're stab and no secret weapon.
Yeah, that's really interesting. To be fair, the Dark Elf assassin has stab. A lot of people who have stab, say a lot of people who have stab, as if it's, there's a sentence for you. In Blood Bowl, most of the players with stab tend not to have secret weapon.
I don't know.
Just your blooming tiny goblin.
You leave my stickers alone.
Yeah.
It's also just really annoying to get rid of. And they're really thematic. They're shadowing, they're stabbing you. There's only 2 of them, which is fine.
Yeah, but
maybe even having one.
Along
Yeah. But yeah, and just dodging around the pitch, stabbing you.
I like that. The no hands makes it a weapon as opposed to a player, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So they have Dread Scythe Harridans, 0-2, 70k, 6,337. Claw, dodge, no hands again, and regeneration.
I think they're undercosted.
You think they're undercosted?
Purely for claw.
So they've got claw, they've got no hands, they've got dodge. So they're dodge so they can move around a little bit better, but I think I can see dodge representing the fact that they're ghosts.
Yep.
So yeah, they move a bit easier, but also they're harder to hit.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that being kind of like a passive defense thing. So really, they've got claw and regeneration. No hands is a nega trait. They've got massive Terminator 2 T1000 stabby arms, haven't they?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. See, I think I think claw makes sense.
It's thematic as well. It's just it fits with the team. It fits with the team.
I like it. It does fit well with everything else. It's just, I think claw is such a game changer. The moment you put Mighty Blow on him or her, then that's a killing machine.
But you've got so many positionals in this team. And I think it's because you see this in a lot of these teams where there's so many models in each range. There's like 6-7 different player types for each of the things. You kind of get a choice when building this team. Do I go with the sword guys? Do I go with the stab guys? Do I go with swords or claws? Stab or claws? And you can end up with one on each, and it kind of fulfills that specialist role. No hands means that they are just a weapon. They cannot move the ball.
Yeah.
So you take a big guy on a regular team, he might get you interception. He might be able to score. These guys cannot score.
No,
absolutely not possible. Mermorn Banshees, 0-2, 90k, 8,337, dodge and hypnotic gaze.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like this.
So so they're your scorers.
I would almost want to change hypnotic gaze for foul appearance.
Yeah?
Because they're the guys that are screaming in your face, aren't they?
I think both work.
They both do work, but I'm not sure if... Yeah, I can see either of them working.
Or disturbing presence.
Well, yeah, that's quite cool actually. And the last position they got is Spirit Hosts. They have big guys.
They have
0-2, 90,000 again. 3,537. So movement 3, strength 5. Ball and chain. Dodge, no hands, regeneration. So they're sticking with the dodge regen theme.
Still no secret weapon.
Yeah, I think it should be a secret weapon.
Not on a strength 5, I don't think.
I've got dodge though. Removing them is going to be annoying.
Because you can't...
I can see this being this tumbling mess of ghosts that is just cycling within itself like a little tornado that's just bashing its way through stuff. I think it's a really unique player type that we don't have.
It is unique, yeah.
You are the strength 5 instead of strength 7 is, I think, quite big for this. So they're ball and chain, so they don't necessarily know where they're going. So you're likely to have a 2-die block.
Yeah.
You can't guarantee it. If you accidentally wander into a troll, you're 2-die up with the Spirit Host. That's why I think...
You know what? I would almost want to see them with armour 8 and 100k.
Armour 7 is quite low as well, isn't it?
Because if you've got a big guy and a guard,
yeah,
you're blocking him, and he goes down, and he's at the very least KO'd.
Because ball and chain.
What if you compare them to the Fnatic? Fnatic's what, 3737?
Yeah. So same speed, a lot weaker.
Doesn't have dodge.
No, the Fnatic doesn't have dodge, so this is harder to hit.
And doesn't have regen.
Doesn't have regen, but is 70k?
Yeah, but that's because it's a secret weapon.
That's true. Yeah.
So this might be undercosted. But again, within this team, you've got some interesting, unique positionals.
I like it. I do like it. It gets you thinking, doesn't it?
What are your thoughts, Ben?
I think overall I just really like the team. I think it plays very differently to, say, other undead teams out there. You still got all the regen. They're still going to be hard to move, but they're going to be swift and in your face at the same time with the weapony guys. And then you just kind of have your little chain rust dodging around the pitch.
We're literally going to have a load of chain rafts which are just taking the beatings. You're going to want to build one Banshee as a ball carrier.
One or two Banshees, I think.
I think you would take both, and you'd do one as a ball carrier and the other one to be able to do the hypnotic gaze on the corner, so it makes it easier for the other one to dodge out of. Yeah. Or mind you, if you run them both as ball carriers, the other one could be the support, can't it?
And that's why I'm with you, Ben. I think this is a really interesting team. Now, the secret teams have an ethereal team.
They do.
And all of their linemen have no hands, which, again, gives
terrifying, isn't it?
It gives it a really interesting playstyle. This is different to any other Blood Bowl team I've seen. And you know what? Although we think that some of the... Okay, Strength 2, I think, is right on. I think that should be changed. And maybe the Spirit Hosts are undercosted. But as a whole team, it's very different. And I think I could beat that with Skaven.
Yeah.
I think it's very fair.
And it's a different challenge. And that is, more Blood Bowl is more better.
It is more better.
As we say. And yeah, that's a really good catch. There was another Nighthawk one, wasn't there?
There was, which I think is definitely worth a mention. I chose this one purely because I think it was just had a bit more flavour to it, and a bit sort of more thought into it. But I do appreciate Sean, who submitted the Shadespire guys as a Blood Bowl team.
So we're just going to quickly mention Sean there before we move on. He is the chap who got in contact with us because someone had posted what we were doing in one of his threads, and he's working on an Age of Sigmar Fumbles Secret League.
Yes, it's amazing.
So we popped his entries in because he said, hey, I've got these. And he's done a lot of work there. There must be 9, 10, 11 teams, all based on Shadespire. And I'll put the link to his Fumble page in the show notes.
Yeah, that would be cool. It makes for interesting reading.
Yeah.
It really does.
But back to his Nighthaunt team, his Shadespire Nighthaunt team.
Yeah, so I won't go into too much detail with them. It was like fairly similar in the sense that they had like regen and stats. Stats were actually quite different.
Yeah, the stats are his Chain Rasps have Strength 3, Edge 2.
Yes.
Tentacle.
Yeah, I think it was all quite a bit over the place, this one. So I appreciate.
Hang on, Chain Rasps. Chain Rasps are the minions, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've literally flipped it. So they've got Spirit Host. Sean's got Spirit Host as your lineman, effectively.
Yeah.
And Chain Rasps as one of your positionals.
That's interesting. His Spirit Hosts do have Strength 2.
Yeah.
Only
no,
movement
100k.
4.
Yeah, movement 4.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, 100k for Chain Rasps again, and they're small. I feel like 100k for them is quite intense. So yeah.
I like the use of jump up.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. These guys can float out of the ground wherever they want. It's very thematic, and I think it's a very good skill to have on these guys.
So one has gone for dodge as the kind of iconic undead skill.
Yeah.
This one's gone for jump up. I think almost everybody has jump up on this one.
Apart from the chain ghast.
Yeah. Well, ball and chain, they don't get up again.
Yeah,
they don't get up again. That is a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really appreciate the jump up on them. I think that's well thought out. But I think the main thing that I was going to talk about with this is using the Shadespire and Nightfall kits for Blood Bowl, because they're so well designed for having one of something or two or something. They tend to come in decent sizes, and you just need to get a couple of them for just a little bit more than the actual Blood Bowl kit.
Easier pick up kits, yeah.
Exactly.
And they are good prices as well.
They are very fair.
Sensible price.
15, 16 pounds?
Yeah.
I know I've picked up at least 2 Tsar bags just because it's amazing kit.
I like as well with Sean's though that he's got a necromancer.
Necromancer,
so if you kill someone, you can get a spirit host out of it. So I like that.
Yeah. I do too.
I think that makes sense.
They have that in the Von Carstein team for Secret League as well.
They do, you're right.
Yeah. Boom, right there with the knowledge.
Pow right in
I
the
know. Yeah, cool. I like that one. So while we're on Sean's teams, there was one I wanted to pick up.
He had a lot, didn't he?
You had loads.
Oh, actually,
Great reading.
there's two good ones, but I'm going to go for the Clan Verminous one because I think that again we're looking for teams that play differently and also represent how the models work in Age of Sigmar. So this is for Skaven. So everyone knows how the Skaven Blood Bowl team plays.
Close to your heart.
Right, I love Skaven. But the Clan Verminous build is really interesting. 0 to 16 Clan Rats, 50k each, which again, the pointing might be interesting there. Movement 6, Ag 3, Armor 6, and Strength 1. So these guys are rubbish.
Yeah.
But they all come with Guard, which
amazing.
I think is brilliant. So everyone knows Skaven, they swarm.
Yeah.
And they're better in numbers. So, you put 3 guys in a line on the line of scrimmage, that middle guy is strength 3 like regular. You chuck in extra players, they cannot be stopped. They're just stronger in numbers, and I think that's just so brilliantly done.
Do you know what I love about this as well? Is that their normal skill up is agility.
Yeah.
Which means you can give him sidestep. They're never going anywhere.
Sidestep, jump up,
Yeah.
leap. Maybe not, but, someone had to say it. So they've got 0 to 16 of those. They've got 4 Storm Vermin for 90k, 7338 block. That is just
I like it.
Skaven Blitzer.
Yep.
And then a Claw Lord for 120k with 7339 block and claw. I think he's a bit overcosted.
I think he's overcosted. What I found interesting, again, is on the skills and the availability on the normal skill up.
Yeah.
Is passing.
Yeah, I think he should come with leader. I think if that's what you want the Claw Lord to represent, I think Strength 4 leader, maybe instead of Claw, would be another different model.
I think you need to keep the claw. I reckon you would be better off doing Strength 4 leader and get rid of block.
Yeah, it makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Because then you've got someone who's leading the way, and you're not taking away from the aesthetic of your player.
And in Blood Bowl, I don't think there are any positionals that actually do come with leader. And I really like it when you see positionals come with guard and come with leader because it represents team ethos.
Yeah.
And it is a really different playstyle.
What if you... Sorry, tangent. What if... We saw on one of these teams where you could upgrade a player.
Yeah.
With a Stormcast player. And upgrade him, pay an extra 30k, and the stats get a little bit better to become a prime. Now, what if you could do that and upgrade one of your players to be the captain, and the captain gets leader?
There's a couple of sevens rule sets that do that. You nominate the captain and he gets pro.
See, I like this. Sorry,
Yeah.
complete tangent.
It's quite cool.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. Should we move on to that Stormcast team?
Yes, let's.
So I know we all highlighted that as quite a good one.
We did.
I like it because it used the template that I popped on there, which means I didn't have to edit it, put it into the document. So Stormcast Eternal team from Matt S. I see this being mostly small teams, with the prime being the ball carrier and the leader of the unit, in quotation marks. Nice. All the positionals are supposed to be powerful and cool. The protectors seem a bit rubbish. And you know what? We'll come back to this comment when we go through the team.
Yeah.
So 0 to 16 Liberators, 120k each. So your linemen are 120k.
And they're the cheapest players.
Yeah, which is cool. Movement 5, Strength 4, Ag 3, Armor 9. We all know that player. That's a Chaos Warrior.
Yes.
These guys come with block for 120. So that's hench.
Yeah, it is proper hench.
That is beef. So your linemen are leveled up Chaos Warriors.
Yeah.
This is Sigmar.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah, this is Sigmar. So if you've got a million team, the best you can do is 8 of these guys, I think.
And no rerolls.
Yeah. 8 Liberators, no rerolls. That's quite an interesting build. They also have Vanguard Hunters. So in Age of Sigmar, these are the armoured guys with bear skins that run around with hand pistols. They run around. So they're slightly different. They've got move 6 instead of movement 5, strength 4, Ag 3, and armour 8. So they swap a movement for an armour. But instead of having block, they come with dodge. So they're both linemen. So you can kind of choose a mixture that suits you. Being that actually the Stormcast are very similar, but they have different roles.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the way that represents that. Now you've got the beef, if that wasn't already beef.
Yeah, you got the beef.
Oh, well, you got the Prosecutor first. So the Prosecutors are the flying guys with wings in Sigmar. So they're the Stormcast guys that fly. 180k, movement 6, strength 4, Ag 4, armor 9. with leap, very long legs, and sprint.
So they're basically armoured vampires.
Armoured flying vampires with sprint. Now, I think you flagged this up earlier that you think they're a bit slow.
Yeah, I think they've got giant wings. They've always got sprint to kind of, offset that. But I would think even just making them movement 7 or 8 and getting rid of that and take off maybe a strength. I'm not sure.
Maybe armour 9.
Maybe armor 8.
So armour 8, move 7. I
Get rid
like
of sprint.
Get rid of sprint.
get rid of sprint.
Because they've got access to it anyway.
Yeah, they can just take it because they've got general agility. I like that. That's cool. So they're leaping places on a 2+. So they're just flying straight over stuff. I know we spoke about flying units and they just think when we first started mulling over this idea, that this is a really good example of actually one where it works because he's edge 4, so he's dodging away on a 2+. So he's 2+ leaping over, 2+ dodging away. Now, either way, if he had sprint movement 6 or movement 7 and no sprint, he's moving up to 9 squares straight down the middle.
Yeah, he's just gone, hasn't he?
And strength 4 means he can get a cheeky blitz in as well. So he's going to leap over there, smash someone out of the way. He's only got leap and very long legs at the beginning. So you get the choice of leveling up. Do I go dodge with this guy? Do I go block with this guy? Is he a flying blitzer? Because that could be a hell of a cage
That'd
breaker.
be nuts, wouldn't it?
Leaps in on a 2+ with a strength 4. That is drop troop.
Yeah.
Stuff, isn't it? That is quite
Drop
cool.
troop.
Who calls many tears, I think.
Yeah, that's
I
definitely.
would almost want to
upping
make
the
that
power
a
level.
0-1, not a 0-2.
Yeah.
Everything in Blood Bowl is 0-2,
That's not true. Big guys aren't.
but they're specialists, aren't they?
That's
So, Retributors, Decimators, and Protectors. In Sigmar, they are all types of Paladin, which are basically upgraded infantry. So, the Retributor, 200,000. Movement 4, Strength 5. Edge 3, and Armour 9. So, they're slower than the regular Stormcast, but they've got Strength 5.
Mhm.
And they come with Block and Mighty Blow.
These are just animals.
So, they're not crazy. Like, there's no fancy rules. These guys are just efficient.
These are agile blocking trolls.
Yeah, without really stupid.
They're just scary.
They're terrifying.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. So that's block Mighty Blow. The Decimator is the same, but instead of Mighty Blow, it comes with multiple block.
Brilliant.
So in Sigmar, the different types of paladins, Retributors are the normal guys. They punch hard. Decimators have like axes that you get extra attacks if you're surrounded by minions. Multiple block kind of represents that. And the last one is the Protector, same stats again, but instead of Mighty Blow has Dauntless. So he's left a little comment here. The Protectors seem a bit rubbish, but I would expect AOS teams to have monsters with higher than 5 strength to fight.
And I agree.
I think that's fair.
You look at those monsters on the board and they are huge.
Yeah. So I know in some of the other teams we've had some stuff with like strength 7. There's even one with strength 10.
Yeah, armour 11.
Yeah. I like that. I like that it's in there, even though as far as Blood Bowl goes, regularly you wouldn't have Dauntless on a strength 5.
No.
But this whole team has been leveled up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's quite cool.
But this is what I like about this team in particular is it's not just a case of this is what I think an AOS team should be like. This is in an AOS league. This is what I think they'd be up against.
Yeah.
And it is that sort of next level up.
Yeah.
This isn't sort of a few guys in the minions ranks who are playing a game to keep them busy.
Yeah.
This is basically warfare on a pitch.
These have come to war.
Yeah. It's like we're going to win this war.
And
It's 2 armies and it's just going to go 2 wins it.
the other cool tweak to this team is they've got 0-1 Liberator Prime or Vanguard Hunter Prime, which is an upgrade. So you pick one, you pick a Liberator or a Vanguard Hunter and you make them a Prime, which is basically a Sergeant, and they gain Leader, Sure Hands, and all skills are normal. So that first one is a bargain for 30k.
Yeah.
But you can kind of hone your force to be like, do I want my Leader to be dodgy and fast or punchy?
Yeah.
But Leader and Sure Hands, Leader just represents, what they do. And Sure Hands is because, like you said right at the beginning, that he is the ball carrier and the leader. He gets it, and then you either use your strength 5 guys to destroy and make a hole, or you use your prosecutors to run around and do it. I like this one.
So, one question.
Yeah.
Is this a separate thing and you're just saying I'm now going to spend 150k on a special Liberator? Or are you having to level this guy up at least once?
No, this is I start with a Liberator Prime
Okay.
as my ball carrier.
Yeah. You would 100% go for that. Everyone else is so expensive anyway.
It's a cool way of making a 0-1 positional
Mm.
without making... Because I think if he went with a Liberator Prime option and a Vanguard Hunter Prime option, you'd end up with 2, and it wouldn't feel right.
Just be the same thing.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
you've got 1 Prime. It's one of the 2 choices. Yeah, I think
it's
that's
special.
a really cool design, and I might build that one.
They just look
cool.
mean.
It looks brutal.
Well, I'm halfway through my corn team, so
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
matchup.
I'll be bringing Decimators then. Strength 5 multiple block.
that's right. You only have 3 players.
Genuinely, yeah.
Yeah, that is quite cool. So, what is the next recommendation that anyone wants to talk about?
Thor on Facebook. They created a Sylvaneth team.
Yes.
This is something I was going to put some mind to at some point, and then Thor did it for me, which made me a very happy man, I have to admit. So his position was 0 to 12 for starters, not a 0 to 16.
Yeah, okay.
Sprite 7236, dodge, stunty, regenerate, 50k.
Okay, so what models are you using for the sprite?
That is a good question. Probably parts of the Dryad,
Interesting.
or you do them as Dryads.
Yeah.
You could probably use them as Dryads.
Because if you had a Dryad, and that was that, and then Dryad Blitzers.
Yeah, so the next one is 0 to 2 Sprite Blitzers, so let's assume it's a Dryad
Yeah.
Blitzer. 7237, dodge, stunty, strip ball, regenerate.
That's a cool player.
I like that. That's a nice little ball sacker. 80k.
Yeah.
General agility skills on that one. 0 to 4 Sylvan Blocker. Now in my head we're talking a Spite Revenant,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that. Tentacles, regenerate, thick skull for 100k, which I like. Now the one thing I don't like
I thought you'd like this one.
is the last one.
Prancing Elf.
Yeah, it's not just an elf. It's a prancing elf.
This is directed at you, I think.
I feel it could be.
This is brilliant. Thor, excellent job.
Prancing elf.
You've gone, what would Richard like? This is amazing.
Apart from this will be right in his craw, and it does a little. 8347, 90k, regenerate. I like the fact that an elf who is in touch with his woody side has regenerate.
They've all got regenerate.
They've
I
all
like
got
that.
regenerate, and I think that's very thematic and makes sense. Not allowed an apothecary. They have regenerate, so
Yeah.
that would make sense. Rerolls of 50k. There isn't a huge amount of sort of background to it. It is what it is, but I think it could work. It is one of those things where I think that, from my point of view, the stunty represents their ability to sort of come out of the ground and come from nowhere, as opposed to sort of the size of the player, if that makes sense. I think that the stats are very well built. I think the pricing on it is spot on. I can't see anything in there that makes me think, you know what, that's probably not right.
I love the team design. The only thing for me is that it doesn't quite fit with the models from AOS. Like,
No.
Yeah.
Dryads, I mean, this is probably because I come from before Age of Sigmar, where Dryads were strength 4. They were tough. You know, they're in Sigmar though, they are weaker. So I can see them. I like the roles. The roles work well. They're good player designs.
They're fantastic player designs.
Yeah.
They're well thought out. They're well balanced, and just I was really impressed, and I was quite chuffed that he used regenerate, because that was one of the things I thought that they would have to have, purely because they're woody. You can replant them and they come up again.
I think you're absolutely right with the stunty. Because even in Sylvaneth on the tabletop, in Age of Sigmar, they tend to do a lot of teleporting. I feel it's like they navigate through the routes.
That's
I feel like it's you going underground, like you say. I think it's just the names that aren't AOS. I think if it was Dryad, Spy Revenants,
It would make sense.
Tree Revenant or something,
I think you're right. So if you
and get
have
rid of Prancing Elf.
Dryad Blitzer, yeah, fine. Sylvan Blockers are one of your tree people, like the tiny tree people. Spite Revenants.
Spite Revenants and Tree Revenants.
And then your Prancing Elf. No, you could use a Branch. Branch Witch?
Branch Wraith
for that.
Branch Wraith for that. Branch Wraith would make sense, wouldn't it? 8, 3, 4, 7 regenerate.
And that's their that's their jam.
Prancing Elf.
I like that.
The image I've got in my head is just horrendous.
It's amazing. Gold hair everywhere.
Yeah, it really is, and flowers, and just. it's, thank you, Thor, for your effort, but Prancing Elf.
I love it. That's brilliant. Good work. I've got one more I just want to touch on, which is the one you mentioned earlier, the Troggoths.
Oh,
Then I think this is cool. So it is just a troll team. They have goblins or gits, 40,000 each, 6237, dodge right stuff, some T, 40k, 0 to 16. They're just goblins. They're ammunition for the trolls, and this is where the fun starts. So they've got rock gut Troggoths, 0 to 16.
terrifying.
So there you go. There you go. I love that. So they've got normal troll stats, 4519 for 1100. Mighty blow, really stupid. Regeneration, thick skull, throw teammate. I think, are they just basic trolls? The trolls,
just same as trolls.
or I'm not sure if they come with thick
Stupid.
skull.
They
Trolls?
don't. Trolls do not come with thick skull.
So the rock gut trolls, they're slightly tougher than trolls.
That makes sense. They're made of stone.
Yeah, and in AOS they got extra saves and stuff. They already have regeneration.
Same cost, I think.
Yeah, I think they are the same cost.
110.
So they've got thick skull for free. But I think when it comes to a team that's made entirely of like a lot of power, that's cool. Really stupid is still that nega trait.
However, with really stupid,
Yeah.
if someone else is really stupid, can't help them come out really stupid.
That will be why the gits are there.
Yeah.
That would be why the gits are there. Because if they didn't have the gits, the team would just be absolute carnage. It'd be 4+ everywhere, which I think is still really funny. They also have Fellwater Troggoths 4518, 1100, so slightly less armor. Mighty Blow, really stupid, regeneration, throw teammate. These guys have disturbing presence, which
agree.
I massively agree with. They're -1 to hit in Sigmar.
You can imagine them stinking and just being this disgusting creature.
They put things off. You can take 0 to 16 of these, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So you've got two different types of trolls. They are slightly different. They do different things, but they're still trolls. And then you have mega trolls. So the Dankhold Troggoths are giant-sized in Age of Sigmar. I think they might be a little bit taller than giant models. They're 0 to 4, which is awesome. Movement 5, Strength 6, Edge 1, Armor 9. They have Disturbing Presence, Mighty Blow, Really Stupid, Regeneration, Throw Teammate, and Multiple Block.
Wow.
For 180k.
So 180, 360.
So basically,
720.
it's a troll with 1 strength extra and multiple block and disturbing presence for 70k.
So you could potentially run 4 Dankhold Troggoths,
In a line.
4 gits, and 2 rerolls. If I've worked that out right.
Something.
There isn't a reroll cost on there.
There
is
isn't though. I
So
think
it's
these
just-
guys would be 60, maybe 70.
So 60, 120, 200,000, 720. Oh, you've got probably
you've
have 3 rerolls out of that.
You've got money left over.
I mean, I think they're a little undercosted, maybe. 180.
I'm not sure. Like,
It's like a star player.
No.
actually, 180 is pretty cheap.
Strength 6, multiple block. That's. Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, it's probably better than. But they have really stupid,
Yeah, that is very
which
true.
is a downside.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Ripper, he's 270.
Then he's also
Yeah.
got loner.
Yeah.
Have that.
Yeah, so you do have nega traits either way. You know,
That's a fair point. Would they have had Loner?
this team up against the
The Stormcast?
yeah, would be insane.
Tail for the
That
ages.
would be absolutely brilliant. Huge punches. I like that one. I love troll teams. I know you like troll teams too.
Yeah.
Rich loves big guys as well.
I do love big guys. Big guys are everything.
This is quite an interesting team. It would play very, very, very differently than any other team ever. In that half the time it probably wouldn't do anything.
It really would.
But when it did stuff, it would hurt,
Yeah.
which I think is great fun.
Although there is a distinct lack of block.
Hey, just level them up with doubles. You'll be fine. So, is there any other team anyone wanted to mention?
Not specifically, other than the one that we're all fairly impressed with.
So, before we move on to that one, there's just an honourable mention,
Oh, 100%.
which is so there are a lot of great entries and a lot that we can't actually talk about now. I'd like in the future to maybe share these, but I'll have to talk to the authors, the rules. But a guy called Tom, absolutely brilliant. Not an entry, but cool rules. Greetings. Full disclosure, I didn't read your competition rules properly, so I've done rules for playing Blood Bowl in the Mortal Realms, not a team of AOS players. Okay.
What I like, though, following that is, I should probably check next time. Can you imagine putting in all of the effort and go, oh, man.
But what he has done is he has put, so before the match begins, one randomly selected coach should roll a d8 to determine which mortal realm the match is played in. The relevant rules apply for that match only and don't carry over. So it's like another weather table for the entire game. So you've got Akshi, the realm of fire. Each player selects 3 squares in their half of the pitch, 1 in each sideline, 1 in the middle. These squares burn with the flames of Akshi and are treated like the crowd, so you can push people into them. They block movement. It's just so cool. There's Shaish, the Realm of Death. If a 12 is rolled for injury, after modifiers, do not roll on the casualty table. That model is just dead.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Also, teams which have the ability to gain a player through use of a Necromancer can never use his ability in the realm of Shaish, as Nagash is not having anyone else doing that while he's in charge.
Which
I
is
love that.
they're so thematic.
Yeah.
It's like, no. My soul, off you go.
You've got the Realm of Light, which makes fouling bad. The Realm of Metal, which at the start of a game, 3 random players in each team turn to metal, and each gains 1 armor and -1 movement.
That would really mess up so many teams.
Wouldn't it be
Really
hilarious?
would,
You
yeah.
move on 1 tree man with armor 11 at that
What do you
point.
roll? What, you have to roll a 6 to get it up
Oh,
again,
it's
wouldn't
just awesome. Gur, the Realm of Beasts. At the start of the first drive, after both teams are set up, 1 random player on each team becomes an avatar of Gur. Gains horns, frenzy, and wild animal, which is interestingly similar to the
I did look at that and think, I wonder if he's got that idea from
Bonehead
Birmingham.
Brawl. Player will retain these skills for the whole game. If it's not set up, he loses the blessing and rolls on the injury table, and a new avatar is selected. So there's always one of them on the pitch, which I think is really, really, really cool. The Realm of Life, which basically gives everyone regeneration on a 5+, which is quite cool.
No. So every player, including star players,
Gets
they
regeneration,
get regeneration.
but it only works on a 5+.
Oh yeah, with the exception of those on undead, necromantic, Cameron Vampire.
Who
My
keep their
apologies.
all. I think we would almost want everybody to get regeneration on a 5+, including those with regeneration already.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, is that it buffs? Yeah,
It gives a nice buff to those without it, but it actually hinders those who are undead.
Because you're in the realm of life.
Yeah.
The Realm of Heaven. There's a +1 modifier on all pass rolls, including throw teammate like that, and bombardiers like that less. And the weather is always nice and will never change. The only one I was a bit shocked by was the Realm of Shadow. When Blood Bowl is played in Olgu, every player gains the shadowing skill.
You would spend 20 minutes on a turn while everybody shadows each other.
Yeah, well, I read that and I was like, ooh, I love everything. This is questionable. I did message him and I got a pretty reply, which was, first of all, it would be a great way to make sure that everyone actually knew how the shadowing rule worked.
Yes,
and
he's
you know what?
not wrong.
I think that's brilliant because, to be fair, we had to look it up at the beginning just to make sure we were right. It would slow the game down some, but he's like, actually, that's what the realm is about. I love it. I think that's really good.
I like the fact he's stuck with it and gone, no,
Yeah.
that's the rule. And that's exactly what it is. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
The smarter player would win that game.
Oh my god, could it just
One
be...
better at maths.
We do like to change up the way Blood Bowl works, so that's quite cool.
Yeah.
So Tom, that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, you were definitely right in saying this is the sort of thing we'd enjoy. I loved it.
Oh, I thought
You
that
know
was
what?
great.
If we do an AOS tournament, we do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. But,
Provided you allow us to do so.
and
Fair
we change shadowing slightly.
We'll find something to do.
There's one person.
Maybe 3 players on each team get shadowing or something like
even
that.
then.
It'd be brutal, wouldn't it? Give it to your troll.
Still, such a cool thing. So we've come to the winning team. So there were some really great entries, and we've talked through some that have been put together with the game in mind. Some have been put together with the background and the models in mind. This one has done it all. This is from Xanadu. I'm not sure I know what your real person name is, but I will call you Xanadu for the rest of time. We have got a Flesh Eater Courts team here. Believing themselves to be competing in the most honourable of jousting tournaments for their liege, the Flesh Eater Courts unfurl their banners and take to the field for glory and honour. At least that's what they think is happening.
That won it for me.
Yeah.
That first line.
Straight away. In actuality, the horrific monstrous hordes of undeath that we see before us now are looking forward to the hand feast of flesh and gore that comes from killing their victims upon the blood-soaked pitch.
Wonderful,
So,
isn't it?
yeah, straight away, nice for just getting the lore bang on.
A nice little bit of fluff right at the beginning.
You know, you would have got even more points if your team had been based on the Bretonian team. But that's only because that trolls the Age of Sigmar people pretty
They
hard.
don't like that much, do
It's
they?
very, very funny. Very
I love
funny.
it.
So the team itself is a well put together thing. We've got 0 to 16 ghouls, 70k each, movement 7, strength 3, edge 3, armor 7 with regeneration. So we do have some design notes. In order to balance this for the game, I had to remove dodge from the standard ghoul if I wanted to give them regeneration. So regeneration represents the way they work in Age of Sigmar. They have like 7 save rolls, which means they never die, and when they do die, they come back, which is, absolutely bang on. I like that he's dropped dodge, and given them that, it makes them different from the ghouls. It makes them Skaven with regeneration for plus 20k, which means it's priced well for actual Blood Bowl, and it gives you a different kind of player. Fast zombies. It's like all those horror movies
Which is what they are.
Where was he?
It's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they are. The next one is the Courtiers. 0 to 4, 110,000 each, 7, 3, Ag 4, armor 7 with regeneration and dodge. So
extra agility plus dodge for 40k.
They are slow gutters with better strength and regeneration. I would love my Skaven gutter runners to have regeneration. So I like that. I like that the move isn't too bad. Now they've got general agility, so I think you give them sprint, they get a little bit faster. But you've got strength 3, Ag 4 dodges. I like that.
Regenerating elves.
Yeah.
They are regenerating elves, you're not wrong. So with that one, he said, I made Courtiers the standard ghoul that starts with dodge, but had to make them stand out from regular ghouls further, so gave them Ag 4 as standard. I realise this has the potential to get very OP with a few level ups, which is why AV has remained so low. But it makes sense, it's well thought out.
That is really well thought out. And then you've got the big guys. So the Crypt Horrors, which are 0 to 2, 130k each, move 5, strength 5, Ag 2, armor 8. Standard big guy, really. That's an ogre with a little bit worse armor.
Yes.
Regeneration, claws, frenzy, wild animal. So that is kind of Yeti, regenerating Yeti.
It's a nice mixture of all of the big guys.
I think it represents
Definitely.
how they work and what they are, because they're just these big, massive super ghouls, aren't they?
Yeah, they're aggressive and bashy, and
Here we go. Now the fun part. Crypt Horrors. I wanted the Flesh Eaters to have fairly mobile big guy, and I wanted them to have 2 of them if a coach wanted. I like that option in builds. Standard big guy array, 5/5/2/8, but with armor 8 as they're practically naked and only make up for the lack of armor in sheer size. They should be, which is actually very accurate to how it works in Sigmar. They should be really nasty and deadly with Claw, assuming Mighty Blow would be every coach's first pick on level up, if he's right, but should also be unreliable, so they don't just steamroll over everything, which is where Wild Animal and Frenzy come in. Frenzy, he says there, can be a double-edged sword. That's really fair.
Right.
So you don't start with Block. You don't start with Mighty Blow. You start with Claw, that you're frenzying, and you've got to block or blitz with them to do appropriate things, which makes them a challenging player to run. I really like that.
Yeah, it is a nice balance to it, because you're either going to have to put them in line of fire on armor 8. You don't want to do that with a Minotaur.
Yeah.
The way I play it is I'll try and keep a Minotaur out of the way or hurt them, so someone's got to go out of their way and blitz me to be able to get to where they want to be.
Yeah.
And Frenzy is a very useful tool in scaring people.
You've got the option to take 2 big guys, but you'll pay for it. Much like the Secret Team Beastman team. Yeah. So he's even put some thought into the re-rolls about them being 50k. He wanted them to be more expensive, but then realised there's far less dodge and block to start with, so 50k is a decent rate. I think the usual starting lineup will be 1 Horror, 3 Courtiers, and 7 Ghouls, which should leave you with enough for 1 re-roll.
That's an interesting lineup, isn't it?
Considering your Courtiers are probably going to be your main scorers, it's a good thing they come with dodge. He's exactly right. I think I would probably take 2 Courtiers and so drop 1 down to a Ghoul. I don't know, actually you wouldn't be able to afford another re-roll. That's just a shame. That's close. Love it. Really, really good. So we've got some special rules as well now. So the Ghoul King. A Ghoul King is the coach of the team and acts as a necromancer in Standard Blood Bowl. However, instead of creating zombies, we roll a 4+ if a player dies. We get to add 1 previously injured player from the injury box to the reserves box. If the player had an injury, the injury is now ignored. We can use this ability on our own dead players, but we cannot use this ability on dead players, nor will it work for KO'd players. So the idea is, instead of summoning a zombie when a guy dies, that meat feeds the injured ones. They recover, come back to play.
I like that.
So
That's a nice twist.
It's clever. So if they suffer -1 movement or whatever like that, if they regen during that game, unless they're dead, they recover that.
I kind of want that in our Tombstone tournament on one of the kickoff tables.
Yeah,
Each player gains a Ghoul King.
Something like that. That's cool. That is really cool.
Noted. Might be speaking to you soon, Xanadu, for permissions.
That's the core team and the special rules. So he's also got some star players and inducements, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Classic Igor, 4 inducements, everything else is standard, and he's got 2 star players. So I think we've got time to go through these. Sir Pentagast, 140k, 7447. Regeneration Dodge, Nerves of Steel, Pass, Loner. So one of my lovely little things I really like there is the teams, Flesh Eaters, and Legions of Nagash.
I want to know more.
I know, I want to know what that team was.
Yeah.
So you've got a 7447 with Dodge, Nerves of Steel, and Pass.
I like that.
That's a pretty useful
Good
player. Yeah, like that. Sir Pentagast, Grand Champion of the Craven Court, whom battles upon the Blood Bowl pitch for glory. In reality, he's a gibbering carnivorous wretch who lost half his face exposing the bone to an Iron Jaw warrior in the 2nd season of Realm Gate Blood Bowl. That's cool. And then we've got the Terror of Akshi, which is 220k, movement 6, strength 6, I like it already, edge 2, armor 9, regen, claws, frenzy, mighty blow, juggernaut,
My
loner.
kind of player.
What a beast.
That is crazy. So the Terror of Akshi was a rogue crypt horror left in the realm of fire after a titanic battle against the Fire Slayers. After many years of feasting upon the flesh of Grungni's kin, he was eventually captured by the King of the Craven Court and brought back to Shyish. Clearly maddened by all of the smoke that's got to his brain, he's now let loose upon the Blood Bowl pitch, where the noble knights require slightly more punch to break the heavily armoured lines of the dispossessed teams.
So good.
Really is well thought out.
It's amazing.
Really well thought out. Excellent star players, build, beautifully designed Blood Bowl team.
I wish I could be that in depth and have that sort of fluff behind any teams I create.
Xanadu, that was absolutely brilliantly done. Congratulations. I will get in contact with you and we'll get your voucher, well-deserved voucher,
Very well deserved.
over to you. And also we'll talk to see if you can let us steal some of these rules for the Tombstone tournament that we're running in October.
And I want the Legions of the Gash team.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. So that was absolutely fantastic. Let's move on to the next topic. So our second topic for today is talking to Ben about starting out in Blood Bowl. See if there's any lessons we can learn to introducing new players to this glorious game.
And I am really quite interested in this because one of the girls I work with looked at me just today and went, You play with the miniatures and things, don't you? I was like, yeah. She said, I caught my husband looking at YouTube videos. I went, yeah. Blood Bowl? Oh, have you? Does he play? Has he got anything? No, but he's interested. I need a conversation with that man. He doesn't wargame at all. So looking at it from this point of view where it's a complete newbie with no gaming experience and that type of thing, I'm really thoroughly looking forward to this conversation.
Well, when we spoke at the beginning of the episode, Ben, you were saying that actually you knew about Blood Bowl and 40k from video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Before there was a tabletop thing for you.
Yeah.
And because Blood Bowl is a board game rather than a miniatures game, I think, it's a really good gateway game, but also it's very accessible to board gamers, which is why my girlfriend Tiff was like, I'd love to have a go and find out how it works. She likes board games. You know, we play hours of the Hogwarts battle. Brilliant, because it is just a board game, but you've got all the cool hobby stuff there as well for us, which is why I think the 16 kit was so good, because the colour coded miniatures meant actually you don't need to do anything. We've got my green team, we've got my blue team, and you can play. So it's really, really good. So Ben, we're just going to talk to you about some stuff. I want to ask you about when you first started playing Blood Bowl. I know you got tricked into it by Rich.
Yeah.
And
Really?
yeah, nicely done. So when you played your first game,
Yes.
how many training games, if you would say, did you go through before you thought you had a decent handle on the game?
I think I'm still yet to get to that part.
Okay.
I joke. But I had an instructor game with Rich, which was really, really informative.
Yeah.
And I think that just that one session gave me a good idea of the rules. But in terms of playing out a full game, that just takes time, I think.
Yeah.
There's so many little tactics that I need to get my head around. I still can't handle the line of scrimmage. Like setting up your team and attack and defence, I even get them the wrong way around.
You did say that earlier, actually.
Yeah. It's like that I'm still getting my head around, and that's about 10 games in.
So you play 40k
Mainly.
Yeah, and obviously you're pretty conversant with Sigmar as well.
Yeah.
So you've got that wargaming experience. Do you think Blood Bowl is more wargaming or more board gaming?
Absolutely more board gaming.
Yeah, which I think is really good. And
I agree.
that ties into some of the things we said about Age of Sigmar versus Blood Bowl. There are very few, if any. Oh man, what's the word? When things vagaries. There's very few vague areas in Blood Bowl.
Grey areas.
Yeah, well, you've got your squares, you've got your skills, you know what's going on. It's more, I think, akin to the way Magic the Gathering runs for tournaments, because actually the rules are this: you play in this order, and as far as Blood Bowl is concerned, you've got the squares. There's not really a lot of opportunity for that's not right. You were doing this.
Absolutely.
There's very few areas where you're having to argue your case.
Which I think is why it works so well as a game, because you've got if you play at tournaments competitively, it's real hard to get it wrong. You've got a really clear understanding of what's going on. Sure, teams, tactics, skills you don't see very often. Everybody loves shadowing. Shadowing and diving tackle. They come up, but they still sit within the framework. Which means
it's black and white. The rules are written very clearly, and you'd be very hard pushed to make something out of them that isn't there.
And also, it makes it really good for a casual game, because it's very what's going on. You know what's going on.
I think when you said the rules are written very clearly, that just reminded me of something that might put into perspective. I asked when I joined the club, do I need the rule book? And you all went, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I haven't picked up the rule book, but I know all the rules just from playing because it's so clear.
Yeah, it is just straightforward. And the thing is, when you're playing it, even when you're playing against different coaches, different people, the rules never change. You don't suddenly get someone who's trying to do that one thing that's a little bit different that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It is a case of, these are your rules. You must abide by these rules, and it's just straightforward. And I think the fact I was able to teach my 7-year-old at the time the rules, and he picked up on it fairly good. He's a smart cookie anyway, Randall. But he picked up on it so quick and just ran with it. And he watched games, because he came to us a couple of times, didn't he, and watched us play. And he was telling Lewis, I think, at one point, what skills his players did when Lewis couldn't remember. and it is just sort of, it's so straightforward and so black and white that it's easy to pick up, but it is the nuances which make it a challenging game.
Absolutely.
Sorry, guys. So when you were first introduced to it, I know you'd seen a bit on YouTube, you played the games. So you had one training game with Rich?
Yeah.
What teams did you run? Was it the classic?
I used humans.
Yeah.
You used goblins.
I did use goblins.
You went straight in for goblins.
Straight in for goblins. He said right at the beginning, I've always been interested in goblins. And I think I even tried to put you off slightly, saying goblins are all or nothing. And that's exactly why I want to play them.
Okay, so we'll go straight to that question. Why goblins?
They're just fun. I'm an orc player in 40k, and some of my favourite things are the Gretchen, the killer cans. They're just crazy. They're mental. I've always been drawn to them, and I know my limited Blood Bowl knowledge was that the goblins are the ones with all the weapons.
They
and
are
the tricks. Yeah. And I know that you had a league going on, and I wanted to be the guy who comes in and just chainsaws all the good players and disrupts the whole league. Yeah.
I remember the very first turn, about 2 moves in, we'd gone through all the basics, just AD movement, they've got the movement, went through the stats and all that type of thing, and he got about 2 moves in, a couple of blocks or a couple of pushes, and he went, I'm going to throw the bomb, and killed his bombardier.
I remember that, actually.
1 reroll, 1 rolled on the injury table and killed him. I was like, well, welcome to Blood Bowl. This is Blood Bowl 101, you lost a player, congratulations. And it was it was in your face, but I think in that first game, we possibly went through almost every rule, purely because you were playing goblins.
Yeah.
Like, we went through the injuries real quick because
that
of the small armor.
That was your actual first game?
That was my first. I think we had a lot less players. I think we had 7 maybe. I think in our first game. Introductory game.
Yeah, we did.
Sounds like you might have ended up with 7.
Yeah, it deteriorated really quick, and we just went through it. But we went through everything. We went through the dodging, we went through the blocking, we like the passing and bombardier. In the end, I think we even went through what would have happened if you'd been successful.
Yeah. So
we went through all of the real core mechanics of the game in that first area. I mean, the background you have in wargaming would have helped you understand it quicker than somebody who doesn't necessarily have that information in their head. But we covered everything, literally everything in that. We obviously got the secret weapons, you got the fact that you can't stay on and you can argue the call. I think, we even did the argue the call.
Yeah.
James came over and went, don't forget you can argue the call. But we went through absolutely everything. It was brutal. Like, my humans just ran through.
So, You went absolutely straight in, deep as you can with goblins.
Yeah.
Because that was a fun alternative. They're kind of light. The chances of you winning with goblins are very slim, but the chances of you doing what goblins want to do is really high.
Yes.
And that's rewarding in its own way.
Definitely.
Which is absolutely brilliant. What would you recommend for someone else who wasn't crazy?
Don't start with goblins.
It wasn't crazy.
Yeah. I've played a couple of games on Blood Bowl 2 since then, and even just the first thing I loaded up was Orcs and Humans, and it was just so much easier to get my head around.
Oh, that's good to know.
So I do think those two teams are so good.
They're perfect for the start
Yeah.
teams, I think.
And you know what? That starter box is really, really good for that. So if anyone out there is listening, you're introducing players or someone else is like, what do I start? Where do I start? Now, like you said, Ben, you don't necessarily need the rulebook or the main stuff. You don't need it. It's available online. Well, at least it's available on the NAF website.
Yes.
The old CRP rulebook, which is basically exactly the same rules, same team lists, everything.
Yeah.
The NAF website's got a load of great resources for new players.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But the Games Workshop 2016 starter kit, you get your pitch, you get 2 really good starter teams. And I think Orcs might be better for a new player in a league because they're tougher.
Yes.
They suffer less casualties and they kind of feel like they have less skills.
Yeah. There's less to remember, I think, definitely.
Yeah, they are. This guy is huge. He hurts things. You can't hurt my guys. It's quite satisfying. It's quite a safe way to learn.
Yeah.
So I think Humans versus Orcs is a really good bridge point. So we made Ben play a cheeky few turns of Blood Bowl 7s today. Before we recorded, just to see if he thought that was a good environment to learn Blood Bowl from the game. So I know we only got a chance to play 4, 5, 6 turns and they went very badly for you. But
you learnt a valuable lesson though.
I did. Yeah.
Don't cage on the side.
Yeah. I think in 6 turns I had 1 man left.
To be fair, if you had double wand that catch, you would have been a touchdown. So I don't think there's anything wrong with your play. I think you just got let down by the dice.
I did.
But you mentioned earlier you might have had 7 players on there. Do you think that's a good idea?
Absolutely. I think 7s is the way to go. I think I said earlier we started with 7 people, I think, in the introductory game. I think just toning it down, having less things to worry about, less things to remember, is really good. I had to, I said setting up the players is something that I still find difficult.
Yeah.
You've now got 4 less people to set up.
You've got 4 less people to set up. And when you're using 7s, there is no line of scrimmage. So if you set up incorrectly, it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got a chance to be able to rectify that.
You don't put your 4 guys on the line and then give them the opportunity to just swipe along you.
Yeah.
Which, I think is probably quite useful. So I'm glad that could be quite a useful tool because from our games, I think Blood Bowl 7s is a great place to start people off, which is why I got this map made up so that when I can take it on holiday, I can play Blood Bowl 7s with Tiff and introduce her to the core rules of Blood Bowl.
What I think, in addition to obviously the smaller teams, the smaller pitches and everything else, what I think was also good is the length of time. Because you're looking at half the time, if not less.
I reckon
when you play
less than half.
And it's fantastic purely for that. If you're teaching someone and they're trying to retain all this information and they've got to do it for 2 hours,
it's a heavy.
Some people can do it, some people can't.
Yeah.
You can do it and you're looking at it kind of going, how long have we got left? Maybe another 15 minutes? And you know what?
It's that investment level, isn't it? So someone like you, Ben, who's a wargamer, you appreciate probably the fact there is a league, so you're actually in a kind of like, this is a worthwhile environment. There's a thing here. Like, this is not just me learning the game for the sake of learning the game. There's actually a community that it's cool. It's worth that extra bit of time. Trying someone out on a game that takes 45 minutes is probably a much easier sell than, right, we're going to sit down for 2.5 hours and play this big game until you're kind of invested in that point. And I'm just going to harp on 7s again. It's also really good for experienced coaches because you tend to have less rerolls. Although I would say if you were teaching someone in 7s, just have 2 rerolls each anyway. Just have it because it's important to know what rerolls do. Mm-hmm. But when you get out a bit further and you've got only an hour, you're sitting down with someone playing a 7s game where you don't have rerolls, it teaches you to play better Blood Bowl.
It really does. And I learned a few bad tactics and what not to do on 7s when I had no rerolls.
And it's a good way to not live on the edge quite so much. You take it, I get saved, I think, by my rerolls in 11s, and I think 7s will help you get out of those habits.
I should play more 7s because I think it will make me a better player.
We should play more 7s, and that's why we're hosting a tournament in August.
I can't wait.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I'll be there.
Good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In the high elves.
It'll be a shorter day with more games.
Yes.
It's perfect.
We could probably do, 6 games? 5 games?
We'll go 5.
5 games.
A lot of tournaments do 6, 7s, but I think 5 is more casual.
Five.
It's fine, and it's plenty to get your tiebreakers up, so that's all right.
This game we played earlier, I would say it felt like a game of chess.
Yeah.
It really
Which I always think Blood Bowl is like anyway. If I had to categorise it, I'd say it's wherever chess lies, Blood Bowl lies. It's like complicated chess.
Chess with dice.
Yeah, chess with dice. And this felt, because it was so quick, it was like I go, then you go, then I go, then you go. It felt, because it had that speed to it, it felt like I was just sitting down playing a game of chess with more thinking.
I think that's really fair.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
See, there's a lot of skill in Blood Bowl. There is a lot of luck, but there is a lot of skill.
You need to have it in the right place for it all to work, don't you?
And you know what? If you ever lose a game of Blood Bowl, you can be let down by parts of your luck, but there is always something there you could have done better, whether it's positioning, gambling.
And that's it. Did you do something when you should have moved that player first? Did you get away from yourself, that type of thing?
But to bring it back round to new players into the game, information, so tactics, rules, anything like that. Did you spend any time looking at anything while you were learning?
Oh, loads.
Oh, really? Oh, brilliant.
It was constant reading up on, like NAF and things like that. I think the Blood Bowl 2 website is my go-to for skills.
That's a great shout.
Advertised.
It is a really obvious and succinct place.
It is.
It's really well laid out. I agree. It's a wonderful little bit of the site, that.
So, Blood Bowl 1, Blood Bowl 2, YouTube, there's at least one mobile app. I have Blood Bowl on my DS somewhere in the cupboard, which was quite cool. There is a lot of electronic ways to teach the game. I know you, Rich, you played a game, and then you went and binged on Blood Bowl, didn't you, on the PC or something?
I did.
On PlayStation.
On PlayStation. So, before I joined you guys, I was looking for an alternative sport game, and I came across Blood Bowl. I downloaded it, and I started it, and I went, what the hell is this rubbish? Because I wanted American football. I wanted real time. Style American football, and I just stopped it. Got rid of it. Done. And it wasn't until I'd actually played tabletop, played a couple of games, that I went back to it. And I've learnt a lot playing online, because you get to play with mostly the French I found on PlayStation, BB2, and the occasional American. But everybody operates in a different way, and provided they don't rage quit, you can learn quite a bit. There's a lot of rage quit, and I think it's made me a better player. Also, the monstrous start that I had against James, because literally the only person I played against for the best part of 2 months.
Because you joined kind of in the off season as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So right towards the end, I think, of the season. Yeah. I remember being there for the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I was there for that, and James was really quite handy. He was always available. Played a load against him. I think he enjoyed having someone to beat week after week. And it was a trial by fire, but I learnt a lot from playing him and for playing online as well.
But I think. Do you think the online? Do you think the PC? Do you think the video games are a useful learning tool?
Yeah, really. They're quick. They do all the dice rolls for you. Yeah, you don't have to worry about them.
They do the percentages.
Yeah, it comes to the bottom.
One thing I particularly liked, going back to it, as a person who'd already learned to play, I did the campaign.
Right.
And the campaign teaches you bit by bit how to play Blood Bowl, and it's done in each game. So there's a game, real short game, but this is how you move. So that first game, they say you can block. Every block you do is successful. Every block the computer does against you is successful. But you move your guy down. If you need to dodge, it's successful. Everything is successful. You score the touchdown, they concede. There's your basics. This is how you play the game. The next one then goes into how actually dodging works. The next one goes into actually how blocking works. And then over the course of 8 or 9 games, by the time you get to the final game,
you've played a full game.
You've played a full game, and you need to understand everything that's gone before it, and it's really, really well done.
That is very, very cool.
Which I think is a way Randall learned a lot of it as well when he was watching me.
It's a pretty safe, quick environment where you can make mistakes and the rules are just there written for you. Well, I'd love to ask you a little bit about leagues. So you joined, I don't know whether it was just halfway through the league?
Yeah, it was about halfway through.
And went absolutely crazy, straight in with goblins.
Yeah.
So how was it joining a league? Have you been involved in a league of games before?
Oh, absolutely not. So new. I didn't even know the rules for American football, anything like that. So I could understand the concept of a league, but that was about it. The divisions confused me. Fortunately, when I went back for your podcast, I listened to how you sorted them out.
Yeah, they've gone now, which is good.
Yeah.
We tried it. It was not great.
But yeah,
I liked it.
I like the theme.
Yeah, it
That's
was
good.
worth a shot.
Yeah.
So, what were the pros and cons of joining a league that was ongoing?
I like the structure of a goal. You have an end date.
Yeah.
And you try and get your games in before that. I didn't quite get all my games in. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
But I did like the idea that everyone was trying to get to this end.
Yeah.
But I really couldn't care less. Because I started late, I'm playing goblins, I'm new to the game. I just wanted to annoy everyone else. So I wanted to go in and, like I said earlier, just
Have fun.
kill all their main players, just have fun with it. Just make people expect a win against me, but or
make
have
it
that
cost.
risk where they might lose. They might,
Make it cost.
exactly, they
Yeah.
might lose like 3 players.
That's a really great attitude to go in. To be
Yeah.
like, I'm not looking to win this. I'm just looking to have games. Just
Yeah.
play games.
Exactly.
I mean, as a new player, playing a single game of Blood Bowl, you've got the rules of the game.
Mhm.
The league introduces advancements and building your teams.
Yes.
How have you found that's affected your understanding or buy-in to the game?
Oh, hilarious! It's massive. Yeah, it's massively won me over.
Yeah.
I think having progression and character is something that's so good, and I know you guys have talked before about having a big ongoing sort of season campaign thing within Blood Bowl where your
Yeah.
players can reach star playerhood, and then they can come back in future seasons. You've created your own stories and things like that, and that's completely up my alley. So having the skill ups was something that really won me over, and getting that Hail Mary pass.
Oh, it's
as
so
predicted.
good. It's so good.
I went in there, played the game, and I said, yeah, I'm going to put Hail Mary pass my bomber now. So choose some MVP, got MVP, rolled the doubles, got Hail Mary pass.
That was
Just
it.
easy
I'm
as
going to
that.
give him MVP.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, fine. And I went, oh yeah, but you got to roll doubles. And there's there's doubles. No, that's fine. And I think James did exactly the same thing on
Yeah.
the same night.
Yeah.
He gave Hail Mary.
But that's
So
it.
it's just fine.
You've earned that, and now that player is yours. And
Definitely.
he only plays that way because of the choices you've made, because you've earned it. It's like the world's longest game of Pokemon.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And be gutted if he dies.
And that is the worst part. That's another part of Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
This is why I think it's great for kids to play Blood Bowl, is because it teaches them about loss.
That's all Randall knows. I've never given Randall an easy game.
No.
On anything. Like there was
He asks for no quarter, though, your son.
He really does ask for
Killer
no
Randall.
Killer Randall. When I played on Thursday last week, and I sat down with Richard in this pool league, Richard went, "Is this Killer Randall?" And I went, "Yeah." And Randall said, "I've asked if I can use the dice," and he went, "No." So straight out, "Nope, not happening." He was like, "Oh, so I did tell you." Like everyone knows me.
You killed one of mine. Killed one of mine. So you've done part of a league now. You're about to start another one,
Yep.
which is brilliant. You've
Yeah.
experienced league play. You've experienced a bunch of teams. You've experienced the Blood Bowl league culture, which is, I think, quite chill.
Very. Oh, it's, yeah.
I
Really
agree.
homely.
Gets a bit salty, but I think
Not as salty as the wargaming side.
you are exactly right.
Yeah.
We're very lucky. Everybody in our league plays to have a great game.
Yes.
Winning, you can never be sure of a win. You cannot be sure of a win in Blood Bowl, which is brilliant. You're never really out of the game. You can be absolutely stacked against it, but you can still roll 2 ones. You can then go roll 2 pals. Like, just, that bit there, if you position well, you can top deck. So CCGs, you always play to put yourself in the best position, so that next time, if with a bit of luck, your plan will succeed. Blood Bowl is exactly the same. You can win a game with like half a dozen goblins. You can win a game with ogres. I did that at a tournament.
You did.
Which is awesome. I did not expect to. I was going to just play, and honestly, I think you'll appreciate this, but I went to throw off the curve of casualties. I was like, I want to be the guy that everyone gets 6 casualties against and just has a great time.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning a game, which was cool. But I just went to propagate that community, that bit of fun. And I think Blood Bowl, generally speaking, always rewards you for that. And with decent league rules, your players always progress and you always build
There's
a
always
team.
a reason to look forward, isn't there?
There's always reason to play another game.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. But the thing I wanted to ask you now is, what is next for you?
I think trying to play, a risk of sounding, too try hard, but trying to take it seriously, trying to play to win now.
Yeah.
I've had my fun with the goblins. I even won a couple of awards, I think.
Yeah, you
But,
did. You absolutely did.
Yeah, I think touchdown difference at whopping -13.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd like to try and go for like the high tier awards and maybe try and actually become a threat. You know?
So you playing those half a dozen to 10 games of goblins, just playing the game and seeing how the mechanics worked, I think you've got a pretty solid understanding of how the game works.
Yeah.
So have you played any games with elves yet, like online or anything?
Only
like that?
on Blood Bowl 2. Had a couple of games.
There's no only on Blood Bowl 2. It's
That's
a
true.
great training place.
Yeah.
How are you finding them compared to the goblins?
Oh, it feels like easy mode. It feels like picking the difficulty. Pick high elves. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll win this one.
Like easy mode.
Yeah.
Well, be careful in the league. If you suffer a player loss, it hurts more for
Yeah,
elves.
I can imagine. Yeah. I did have that issue with a fumble. Like a bunch of them fumbled 4 times into the hands of the team.
You sent us the video of
I
that.
did, yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I've got that out of the way now. That can't happen again.
Hey, at least if it happens on tabletop, everyone will be watching and laughing with you.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's definitely more enjoyable in one way. It's in a different way. It's more enjoyable in a competitive way rather than just let's just have fun way.
It's a puzzle to be solved, isn't it? It does add that competitive element of the bubbles there. Everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
But it sucks to lose. But if you lose, you tend to have played a really good game most of the time.
Yeah,
there are some games where you whitewash or you get your Birmingham Luckbridge, where you just
I don't have luck in Birmingham. There's no such thing.
negative luck.
It is a negative luck.
So one question, another question for you, Ben, is what would you recommend? Like what bits of learning would you give to someone who is about to start their first league?
I'd say honestly just pick a theme you might want to go to. You might want to think, I want this blitzen to be able to do this. I want this story to be able to do this. Because I think that's how I've been building my armies, just in terms of I want them to do something, and then you can just go and try and do it. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does.
That's not like waffly. It's sorry.
No, I get what you mean. I mean, when I first started playing, I would literally take each player as they are, and I'll roll a whatever it was, probably a double 6, and go, do I want to take the double, a single, or the strength? And I'd go for the strength because that's what I should take. And granted, I think I would have done almost every other aspect of that. But it was only until sort of halfway through the season that I started looking at players and going, well, hold on, how do I actually want to build this?
Yeah.
Like with the Renegades, and I've got it all printed out.
Yeah.
And all of my guys on that team, I know how I want to take it, and if a double comes up, which double to take. And you start looking and kind of going, okay, well, I want 4 guys to be the big hitters, but I need 2 guys in support in case they can't do it. And you start looking at, okay, well, these
it becomes
are the
team management at that point as well.
Yeah, you actually become a coach.
Yeah.
You stop being a player,
Which
and you
is
become
really
a
cool.
coach.
So that I found that just keeps going from season to season, and it's been really interesting because Ian and Craig have brought back teams from a couple of seasons ago that they'd put on hold. So I've made them bring them back at really low team value, and I made them do all the roles as well to see if they wanted to quit. But looking at the builds that we did in season 1 and season 2, they're really suboptimal. So it's really interesting to see that actually over time you still develop, you still do stuff. I look back at some of my old Skaven guys and I had some great gutter runners, but I gave them some weird skills. I'm like, why did I do that? Like, what was I thinking? I was thinking that's a cool skill. I'll give him that. As opposed to actually this gutter, he's going to be my sack guy. He's going to go and sack the ball. This guy's going to be the one who fetches it, and you start visualizing how you want your team to play instead of just play with what I've got. Although you can do that and have a great time. That extra this guy, he just needs to get a cheeky completion so that I can give him the MVP and hopefully he'll get the MVP and then I can finally get kickoff return, which means I can speed up my thing. Did you know that kickoff return, you don't have to move towards the ball, you just get to move 3 squares?
3 squares.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Wow, yeah, I know. I've always
but in
gone.
the same breath, you can also start moving people into a defensive position if the thrower or someone's nearby. I do that with one of my orcs on Blood Bowl 2. Yeah. I've got a level 7 orc.
I hadn't considered it, but again, that's another thing of actually, that's something you learn, and you just keep on learning. And the other really good thing is that you tend to get a bit of a meta in the league as well. So actually, as there are a lot of dodge, you tend to find that everyone then has to build their team to take out dwarves because dwarves are feeding on the dodgers.
Yeah.
In the last couple of leagues, we haven't had a lot of dodge, which is why Ian did so well with his Amazons, because he was like, now everyone's got dodge and no one's even thought about tackle. and I'll just avoid playing the dwarves.
Yeah.
And you get the meta as well, but you always got that element of I want to build my team like this. So I think it's fantastic you've gone from being a place of I'm going to play a great fun game to I want to play a campaign now. I want to link these together. And I think that's the biggest and best thing about Blood Bowl is that building element. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I think you could do a learning campaign with somebody, play 3 or 4 games, probably of 7s, and just allow them to pick a skill each game, or have them preset. Like, right, after the first game, right, this guy gets the most valuable player. He now has the leader skill. He now has block or something else.
Just an introductory
And you
skill.
can just snack it over 3-4 games of 7s, and then go, right, now we'll play the next game. You can keep your guys' skills, and you just introduce that element without actually having to work quite as hard for it.
Yeah.
Because I think that is the thing that gets people. Now, Elliot played the game. Elliot's one of the guys who was playing in the Age of Sigmar League last night.
Yes.
Blood Bowl, which was awesome to see. He seemed to enjoy it. He's a very polite lad, like you, Ben. So it's just a case of it was really good fun. Thank you. It's like, and we've got Matt joining the league now as well, so it's going to take up to like 13, 14 players.
Brilliant.
Which just means there's more games, which is cool. So, thank you for letting me pester you with loads of questions.
No, not at all.
But is there anything else you would advise for anyone introducing people to a new league, or for players who are about to start a new league?
Yeah, so I think just don't be afraid to go all in. So I played quite a few friendlies before actually getting into the league. But in hindsight, I think I would have just rather they be league games. I remember I really ruined a few of James's dwarves with the goblins in a friendly. So it didn't really matter. It wasn't really an official friendly. It was just a test game.
Yeah.
And I would have really messed up his team.
That would have been a very salty James, I think, if that had been a real
It
game.
was. I think I got like 3 of them down with a bomb or something like that. And I think I did a couple of injuries.
That's amazing.
And I lost the game by like 4-0, but like...
If I lost a game 4-0 and took out half a dozen of James's dwarves, that is not a loss.
Yeah.
That's a really fair point. And also, you are still building up your team.
Exactly. And it would have been nice to have the star player points going towards them. And I just think, like, I look back on it and think, I would have rather that been a league game. I didn't really gain anything from it not being a league game.
Because you would have probably got to your full 8 games at that point.
Yeah, I probably would have done.
And you would have probably won even more awards.
I would have got -17.
No, that is absolutely brilliant advice. Right, thank you ever so much for that, Ben. Anyone out there who's listening who's got any other good advice for introducing new players into the league, or just brand new players to Blood Bowl, then give us a message, because we'd love to share that information, because growing the community is our number one goal, and it should be for everybody else, I think, as well. So, on to the star player. So, over to the star player of the episode. Now, we've just spoken to Ben about what's next for him, and he has picked High Elves as No, I think it's a great shout, actually. They're just better humans. They take a bit more finesse, take a bit more skill, but the reward is there. So, I looked at some of the High Elf star players, and I'm thinking, what's going to be one of the first useful players that you take? And I think Soaren Hightower is probably going to be something that you should be aware of as you go in, because if you play 200k down, he's a really good utility player.
Absolutely.
So we've got Soaren Hightower. He only plays for High Elves. He's 180k, which inducement territory isn't too bad. Now,
That's quite good.
We're running Wizards from now on, so he is now competing against Wizards. Historically in our league we haven't used them, so you've been kind of like, I'll just take a keg and a reroll.
Yeah, it's now group territory.
Well, exactly. So 6-3-4-8. So that's a High Elf lineman stats, I think. It's probably about right.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got Loner, he's a star player.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Fend, Kickoff Return, Pass, Safe Throw, Sure Hands, and Strong Arm.
I look at this and I think I want that player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Fend, not fussed by. I think that's a free. I think that's a free roll skill.
See, no, I disagree, because for a situation like this, this is fantastic. The man doesn't have dodge. Granted, he's getting out on a 2 in most situations, but having that enforced gap, particularly as someone who's built as a thrower, is good.
Yeah, but where he doesn't have dodge or block, if he's getting blocked, he's going to die.
He is.
But he's not going to die. He's armor 8, which is one of the great things about high elves. But he's going to go down. But I think what this player gives you is he will facilitate your other players to get SPP. So that's something you mentioned a minute ago when you were looking at your builds about, actually, I'm not going to take catchers because I want the SPPs to be spread. So I've got a better team as opposed to just 2 stars. This guy will help free up those players to score, generally speaking. So you've got kickoff return, sure hands. So you use him in the backfield. He can pick up that ball. He'll help him to get that ball. Even though he's got loner, he's got sure hands, which means you wouldn't be using a reroll to pick up the ball anyway.
Reroll on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same with pass.
Exactly the same with pass. And he's got strong arm.
On Ash 4.
Yeah, which means he's doing medium passes better with a reroll. That basically he gets out of the loner clause by being able to pick up the ball and pass it on well without costing you rerolls. And he can get them into the hands of, if you want your blitzers to score, if you want your thrower to score, or if you just want your lineman to score, when you go up to catchers, if you need a help. I think this guy's really helpful to get you to that point of other people can score touchdowns.
I think from my limited experience with high elves on BB2, the throwers are incredible.
Yeah.
And this guy is a really jacked up thrower.
Would you not consider rostering him and not taking throwers? Because look at those stats.
Yeah, he's great, but
He's a lot more expensive.
yeah,
He is, but if you said you're looking at that going, I want that player.
Yeah.
So you're looking at that kind of going, if I had my thrower with that skill set, I'd be chuffed.
I would, yeah.
so
Short hands and strong arm is a really big.
so strong arm is a double, isn't it? You would take accurate instead. I don't understand why he's got strong arm instead of accurate. But I don't really understand that, but it doesn't really matter.
What is the actual difference between strong arm and accurate?
Accurate is +1 to passing. Strong arm is basically +1 to passing at long bomb and long pass. Long passes and long bombs.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's a slightly worse accurate.
Yeah.
But does this mean you can take accurate on top of it?
Yes.
He can't because he's a star player.
Of course, yeah.
And that's why you wouldn't necessarily roster him and not take throwers, because you want to get your throwers to that point.
Yeah.
Because although, this guy picks up the ball and passes it on to somebody else, he doesn't blitz well, he doesn't dodge well. Having a regular thrower that costs half the price of this, that you can, if you need him to, you can go and block, or you can take a dodge with a reroll, and you just use your team rerolls at that point, and you get to build them your way, because I think Sure Hands is an excellent upgrade for a high elf thrower.
Yeah, agreed.
I love kickoff return as a skill. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great utility skill.
I think it's underrated.
Yeah. So I could see you wanting to build your guy up that way, but then you might want to take leader, you might want to take accurate, and actually build your team up in a different way than being stuck with this. And I really do think Fend is a dead skill on him. I think if he was 160 and didn't have Fend,
he'd be
God,
auto pick, I think.
be amazing.
Any game with us about 160k.
But to be fair, 180k is still a really good price.
It's a fantastic price for a really well skilled up star player.
The only thing it will cost your team is maybe a quick pass from your thrower, so 1 SPP. He's not
taking the touchdowns. It's not like a Griff on the humans who's taking the touchdowns.
Exactly, or Eldred or someone who's got the dodge and the leap and things like that. This guy's not scoring your touchdowns. This guy's just helping the rest of your team work better.
Yeah, he's facilitating them.
And you don't see that often in star players, and that's why I think this guy is someone to pay attention to for a young high elf team, because he's just going to enable the rest of your team and help build them up, get their reps.
Yeah, he could be devastating.
Yeah.
I think I would take him over a wizard. I know you mentioned that.
I think I would. He's not going anywhere. Provided he doesn't get injured, he's not going anywhere, is he?
He's armor 8. I mean, I think that is, and that I think is probably high praise.
A wizard does something amazing once, he does something amazing
the entire game.
Yeah. He's going to keep coming back before he doesn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
I like safe throw as well.
Yes. That means on a 3+, you don't get to intercept it.
Yeah.
That's a huge save.
The normal throwers have that as well.
Yes. So it's in keeping with the standard team, And yeah, so really, he's a couple of levels up from you building him, but you can build him, and I think you can build him better with accurate and something else instead of fend.
Always fend a general skill.
Yeah. Block.
Have they got access to general?
Yeah. Yeah, general and passing. So yeah, I mean, block.
I hate elves.
Dump off.
Yeah.
You know.
Dump off. Yeah, I think that's another underrated skill as well.
Yeah, you'll see that
Gets
tomorrow
you
if Rick runs his runner.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I punch him. Okay, before you do that, I make a cheeky pass on a 3+ to the next guy, and your blitz is over.
I'm going to need to kill some elves tomorrow.
They're dark elves. It's going to have forward block, and they're all on right. They're all dodging away from you on a 2+.
I'm predicting a 3 or 4-0 win to Rick tomorrow.
I'm going to go 2-1, you know.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Anyway, that's our star player for the episode. And Ben, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
It's been a very long episode, and we've run a bit late, but actually it's been a really good one.
It's been fun, really fun.
Hope everyone out there listening has found it quite entertaining as well. We've seen some great teams, so we've had a great chat about getting into Blood Bowl. So that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all very, very much for joining us.
And don't forget, 2 heads aren't always better than 1.